49-year-old administrative assistant Donna St. Aubin is suing 27-year-old billing clerk Artia Williams. Donna says Artia's 9-year-old son punched her granddaughter in the mouth, knocking a tooth loose.
Miss St. Aubin, this is your granddaughter.
Yes, ma'am.
Your name is Ariel? Step up here, Ariel. And Miss Williams, this is your son.
Yes, ma'am.
Your name is?
Shantae.
Shantae, you step up here with your mom. All right. Ariel, you and Shantae were at daycare together. Is that right? And you were sort of messing around with each other.
Yes, ma'am.
How were you messing around with each other?
We were throwing erasers.
At each other?
Mm-hmm.
And based upon what I read here, one of the workers came over and told you to stop. And then you threw one last eraser at Ashante?
Yes, ma'am.
After the worker had told you to stop.
Yes, ma'am.
And when you threw that last eraser at him, it hit him where?
On the head.
And then he came over to you and he...
Hit her.
You hit her. Where did you hit her?
In her mouth.
And as a result of that, a baby tooth became loose, and you are suing Miss Williams because of her son hitting your granddaughter for $4,500.
Oh, it started with both the daycare and the mother.
Well, you're not going to get a penny from Miss Williams. This is going to be a very fast case. Okay. Your granddaughter hit him in the head with an eraser after she was told to stop. So she assaulted him with an eraser. And he retaliated by hitting her in the mouth. Why is that a lawsuit? Because she got hurt and he didn't?
No.
Well, why?
Because the daycare worker told me that he started it, and then she threw it back, and then he come back. When she threw it back, he come back with the fist.
No. Your granddaughter just told me that they were messing around with each other, throwing erasers. The daycare worker told him to stop. He stopped. She didn't.
Right.
She hit him in the head. He hit her in the mouth. Case is over. Your case is dismissed. Goodbye.
Parties are excused and they step out. Down to case number 514 on the calendar in the matter of Savino versus Hoover. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Miss Savino, you've known this young lady since she was a little girl.
Yes, ma'am.
According to your complaint, there came a time when you received a telephone call from her from jail.
Correct.
What did she tell you?
She said that her mother had her arrested, and that she spent the night in jail and asked if somebody could come get her.
Asked if you could come and get her. And what did you do?
Okay, one of the boys that was living in my house at the time had said that he would go to Islip to get her, and he went and picked her up and brought her back to my house.
And I understand you have a child.
Yes.
How old is your child?
18 months.
How old are you?
19.
How old were you at the time you were in jail?
18.
What were you doing in jail?
Me and my mother got into a fight, and she had me arrested.
For what?
I threw a toy, and it hit her.
Where was your son when you were in jail?
At my mother's.
I understand that at some point the child also came to live with you.
Yes.
When was that?
That day we went and picked him up.
Okay. Your lawsuit is for room and board.
Correct.
That the defendant, you claim, owes you for the time she lived in your home.
Correct.
The defendant and her parents are counterclaiming for cleaning chores that she did in your house, working in your store, and for the return of 2 checks that her parents sent for her support. So that's what the case is about. Did you have a discussion with Amy when she came to your house about living there?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Tell me about the conversation, please.
Well, when she was brought back to my house, when she walked in, she was hysterical crying, and she asked me if her and Nico could stay with me.
If she and?
Nico, her son.
Nico.
She had been with me like 3 months prior for like a month.
Why?
She had moved out of her parents' house because of complications with her sister. And
how did you know her, by the way? You've noticed that she was a little
She lived
girl.
down the road from me. My daughter and her have been best friends for like 14 years. And her mother is my godmother.
So she had lived with you a few months before.
Okay, so she went to live with the baby's other grandmother. And she had put her in a basement room with no windows, and she didn't want to stay there until she asked if she can come stay with me.
This was before?
This was 3 months prior. So I let her come stay with me, and then during that interim, they were there for a month. You know, I was talking to Mary Ann and got her and her parents back together, and she moved back home with her parents. So then when this incident happened, I had told Amy, I really don't have room for you, and I can't afford it. So she had said she would do anything. You know, I will do anything if you let me stay there. I'll clean your house every day, I'll cook, I'll do laundry. And I never made her do that. So I took them in, and then we went and we picked up her stuff and the child, brought it back. I had split up, my daughter had the whole half of the house was a basement room with an outside entrance. And my daughter's one side of it was equal to the other side, and I put a crib in there, and she had dressers. The only thing I didn't buy her was a bed.
What did you actually go out and purchase?
I had gone out and I bought the baby walking shoes. I bought him clothes. He had a one-year birthday party, and since none of her family was involved except for the baby's other grandparents, I laid out $300 to have his birthday party. I took him to the doctor 3 times, and I paid for one of his co-payments on his insurance. I just bought him a lot of things.
So far, you haven't told me about an arrangement you had with the defendant about room and board.
Right. We had discussed how much I was going to charge her. And I told her $150 for room and board, I would think would be fair.
$150 a what?
A week.
Okay. Was she working at the time?
No. I had taken her 3 times to the Department of Social Services to apply for social services.
So you didn't expect any money from her, but you expected that if she was approved for public assistance, then you would be getting the money from public assistance.
No, she had said to me if she didn't get public assistance, she was going to get a job, and she was going to pay me back all the money she owed me for living there. Or if she won the support case from her parents, because she had a support case pending against her parents. I took her 3 times to a support hearing that her parents were supposed to be financially responsible for until she was 21. So they granted her a temporary order of support from the parents.
And it was the temporary order of support checks that she turned over to you?
Right, Your Honor. It was 3
And
checks.
how much was that?
There was 3 checks of $75 apiece. I have receipts for them. She had signed the back and turned them over to me.
Now, how long did she stay with you?
She stayed with me for 4 months, from July 1st to October 28th.
And what happened on October 28th?
Well, normally when we went out to dinner, we would take Amy and the baby with us. You know, we went to like the buffets and stuff. But that day, Amy and the baby weren't home. So my family and I, we went out to the buffet, and we were gone about an hour and a half. When we got back, I had walked in the house, and I had asked, you know, where's Nico's high chair? His high chair and his playpen, and we're all gone. I ran downstairs, and everything was gone.
Had you had an argument with her?
No.
Why did you leave?
Because my son's grandmother told me that she had a conversation with Marge, and Kurt, her husband, said that if I want to move out, he's not going to give me any of my stuff.
Where did you go when you moved out of the house?
To my mother's.
Okay. Now, I want you to tell me about your counterclaim.
Well, I cleaned her house. I didn't expect any money at all, because I figured I was living there. I'd clean her house, I'd go to work with her to her shop, and I'd help her out, and I wouldn't have to pay her. Then when I went to go get child support for my mother, she said, well, you're probably going to get a lot of money, so just give Kurt like $1,000 and he'll be happy because he's been bitching or whatever. So I said, okay, because I didn't know what else to say because I didn't know where else to go.
So?
So I said, all right.
So? I don't know what your counterclaim is for.
The counterclaim.
I'm talking to your daughter.
Sorry.
For cleaning her house.
Get out of here.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Marge Savino says former family friend Amy Hoover owes for 18 months' worth of room and board. Amy and her parents are countersuing, claiming Marge owes for house cleaning services.
Okay. Your mother threw you out. You assaulted your mother. She picked you up from jail. She took you into her house. She treated you like a family member. I assume she treated you like a family member. Is that right?
Yes.
Wasn't the first time you were there. You weren't working, right?
I was going to work with her, helping her out at the shop.
Other than that, you weren't working.
No, I couldn't get anywhere.
It's not her fault. So, did you go out for dinner with her and her family?
Every once in a while.
Did you eat at her house?
Yes.
Did you use the telephone occasionally?
No. Well, every once in a while.
Every once in a while. Did you use light?
Yes.
Did you use heat?
Well, I shared a room with her daughter.
I don't care whether you shared a room with her daughter or not. You used light, you used heat. Your baby was there. There were 2 of you. Right? You cleaned up in the house?
Yes.
So what? So, forget about cleaning. And in the 4 months that you were there, the only money that you turned over to her was $225.
No. My son's grandmother gave her 80. I gave her 85 when I moved in for my son's birthday party. That was all the money that I had.
Well, she spent more than that, right?
I guess so.
Well, you know that she spent more than that. How many people did you have at the birthday party?
I don't remember.
More than 10?
Probably.
All right. And she said that she drove you to the doctor when you had to go? Did you pay her for gas?
No.
She said she paid for the copay on the medical at least once?
His grandmother paid her back.
Well, I don't know whether she did or not, but she says she paid for the copay. You didn't pay, did you?
I have a letter here from his grandmother stating what
I don't read letters.
Okay.
I don't read letters. I see witnesses. So in the 4 months that you were there, I have maybe you gave her $300 for 4 months.
Yes.
So what are you complaining about? Nothing. Now, let's find out what you're complaining about. Yeah, you. You want your $225 back.
No, I wanted the money to go to Amy. If Marge was suing for whatever, the $2,400, we were told by 3 separate individuals that Amy was emancipated. Therefore, I don't know why we were even named in the lawsuit.
Oh, so that you don't want anything back from her.
What we wanted was our day's pay that we're losing for this frivolous lawsuit. We think it's frivolous.
Not necessarily.
Your Honor.
The judge may have told you that Amy was emancipated. Right now, she's back in your house. You live in New York State?
Yes.
In New York State, you have to support a child until the child is age 21. And the fact that you had her removed from the house, the issue that the judge had to address in those initial hearings was whether or not she was welcome back in your house. And if she was welcome back in your house and she left on her own volition and your house remained open to her, then you didn't have to pay support. But if your house was closed to her, and as opposed to her becoming a public charge, which means welfare, you have to pay until she's 21. Well, so whatever the judge decided, that's not necessarily binding for the purposes of filing a lawsuit against you. I don't think that Ms. Savino expected any money from you. I think that what she expected was money from the Department of Social Services. That's one, right? And if not, maybe Amy would get a job and help out with her support. You want to tell me anything else about your counterclaim?
Well, I cleaned her house, and I went to work with her. I did whatever she asked me to.
Tell me what kind of work you did for her.
She owned Plaster Paint Palace. It's where you paint, and they had parties. I helped clean up. I vacuumed.
How many times did you do that? Every day?
Yes. I was there whenever it was open.
For how many hours?
It was around like 8 hours. Well, we were there from like 11 a.m. till whenever we closed.
Which was when?
Around 6 o'clock.
How is it that you went to the store with her?
What do you mean?
Did she say to you, you have to come to the store with me to work off your room and board?
No, but I figured I was there. I helped her out.
So it wasn't her suggestion that you came to the store with her?
She'd wake me up and ask me to go. She needed me a couple of times. She'd be like, Amy, I need you today. Can you please come?
Well, a couple of times in 4 months. A couple is 2 times.
It was more than 2 times.
How many times?
Well, when I was living there for the last 2 months, I was there every day because she asked me because she needed help because the girls were in school and they weren't able to come in and help her.
All right, so if, let's say, what happened for the first 2 months that you were there?
I helped her. I went with them.
I thought you said you didn't go in every day for the first 2 months.
No, not every day. Maybe like, I went a lot. I went at least 3, 4 times a week, 5 times a week.
Your Honor.
I'm going to get to you in a second. And where was your baby when you were working?
With me.
Okay, now I'll hear you.
I'm sorry. For one, my husband owned the store. My husband bought the ceramic store because my daughters wanted it, so they told my husband that they would run the store. I also have a 27-year-old daughter who used to work when my daughters were in school. The only reason Amy came to the store with me is because she didn't want to stay home all day by herself with the baby.
I believe that.
And when she came to the store...
There were a couple of people there who could spell her. The baby was walking around. She needed a little bit of adult companionship when she was there.
The baby was in the playpen, in the party room, with the disco lights going, with the videotape, with his sing-alongs. Amy would paint. Amy, I have a witness here, Amy played Scrabble. I fed her breakfast, lunch, and dinner every time she went there.
You owe her nothing. She owes you a thank you, but I don't think she owes you any money for room and board, because I don't think that was the reason that you took her in. Did you ever get welfare?
Yes.
You did? When?
January, I started getting it. It was for my son.
Just in January?
Yes.
And you moved out of her house in?
October.
Did you get any retroactive money?
No.
Just ongoing money? Savino, this is a prime example of no good deed goes unpunished.
Your Honor?
Yes.
And the reason I did bring the Hoovers into it is because when I took Amy to her support hearings, they did say that they were responsible for her support from the time till she's 21, and she was granted a temporary order of support, you know, because like I said, you know, I laid out a lot of personal, funds to support them. I don't have that.
I understand that. However, ultimately, whatever check she got from her mother and father, she turned over to you. Did you get any other checks from your parents other than the $225?
No, they all went to her house. I met up with her at 7-Eleven one night so I could sign them over to her.
So that's the only money she got from them. Now, the temporary order evidently did not become a permanent order.
No, they were supposed to go back the end of November.
But it did not become a permanent order, and by that time she was back home. As I said, Ms. Savino, no good deed goes unpunished. Whenever you get in the middle of a family dispute, you always end up losing a friend. And I assume that you've lost the Hoovers and their daughter as friends.
My most is the baby.
Is the baby. Was Ms. Savino good to your baby?
Yes.
There is no law that permits Ms. Savino in any jurisdiction, certainly not New York, to petition a court for visitation. But clearly, Ms. Savino, in order to have contact with the baby, you have to have contact with Amy.
I understand.
And at this point, I don't think that that's a good idea. For you and your family, I don't think that that's a good idea. Were you happy that your daughter went to live with Ms. Savino?
I was surprised that she went to live with Miss
Well, where did you think she was going to live after you had her arrested?
She was supposed to go into a home, a temporary shelter, and she was supposed to get counseling for anger management. That's what the district attorney had told us.
Shelter is not a very pleasant place, as
I
opposed to
understand.
living with a family friend. So why wouldn't you be really happy if she were living with Miss Savino?
Well, we wanted her to come home.
She had been back and forth several times, right? And clearly she needed a cooling off period.
Yes, she did.
So Miss Savino served a real purpose for your family.
That's correct.
Sounds to me as if you owe her a major thank you. Have you ever given it to her?
Well, we were told otherwise by the court that,
Told what
that
otherwise?
Amy was going into a shelter. She would get help for anger management. That's what the district attorney told my wife, and we believed that. And we wanted her and the baby home.
As opposed to going to a shelter, which is where you say the district attorney suggested, she went to a family friend who you knew would take good care of her and take good care of your grandson.
No, we didn't know that. There's more to it than that.
Really?
Miss Savino takes in other teenagers. She had teenagers living in a shed behind the home. It was illegal. It's not a two-family home. She also collects, or she told my wife that she collects Social Security disability. And here she is working in a shop.
What does that have to do?
She employed my daughter full-time
Get out of here!
in the shop.
Get out of here!
Well-
Your daughter couldn't stand the idea of staying home in her basement room with a baby at her age 18, by herself. So she went to a place that was very pleasant with other young people. That's where she spent her day hanging around. And if she happened to do a little cleaning up there from other kids painting, get over it.
Marge did write us
Get
a
over
letter
it.
and complaining about wanting money. She wanted $1,000 a month from us.
That's not unreasonable.
My
It's
wife,
not her responsibility. Your daughter is not her responsibility. Your daughter and your grandson are not her responsibility. They may not be your responsibility because you fought the support hearing. You were found not legally responsible for her support because she had emancipated herself, but certainly, as between you and the plaintiff, it's your ball of wax, not hers. She didn't raise her. You did.
correct.
This is not her grandson, it's your
She
grandson.
shouldn't have taken her in.
Should have left her in jail.
She shouldn't have taken her in.
Your Honor, if I didn't take her, she wouldn't have had anywhere to
Ms.
go.
Savino, I go back to something I said to you before. Never going to get through to them. Just pay attention. No good deed goes unpunished. You got it? Ms. Savino, you don't get money from her. You don't get money from them. But they certainly don't get a dime from you. You cleaned up? Good. You went to the store? Good. What are you doing now? What
Taking care
part
of
of my
my-
language didn't you understand? What are you doing now?
I'm taking care of my son.
Period.
Yes.
And where is the father of this child?
He's away.
Away where? On a cruise?
No. In jail.
For what?
Well, he robbed his aunt's house in '99.
For robbery?
Yeah.
And then he violated parole?
Yes.
Ah, how did I put that all together? You're an exercise in poor judgment, Amy. Grow up. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Your Honor, this is case number 481 on the calendar in the matter of Andrews versus Lechner. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Ladies, have seats.
Mr. Andrews, you, for a brief period of time, dated the defendant, and I gather from your papers lived in her home. Is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
She has 2 young children.
That's
How old are her children?
She has 4 young children. The 2 that lives with her are 6-year-old named Sean and a 4-year-old named Christopher.
All right. When did you move into her house?
Right around the 12th of November.
Of last year?
Of last year.
Let me look at your claim very carefully, sir, because you claim 2 injuries to your car.
That's correct.
You say that in November, 2 of her children caused some damage to your car. So that was shortly after you moved in.
That's correct.
All right, tell me about what happened. One of them jumped off a roof and ended on the hood of your car, and then the other one threw a pebble and broke a light. Is that right?
Sean,
Is that right? Is that about right?
Well, one was a deck. It was about waist high to me.
Just one of them jumped on the hood of your car.
Yes, that was Christopher.
And the next time something happened to your car, one of the kids was throwing some pebbles and
broke both my low beam and high beam on my headlights.
the glass.
Yes.
Cost you $40-some-odd to fix that. Is that right? Okay. Now, did you continue to live with the defendant?
Yes, I did.
What did you say to her about this damage
I
to the car?
told her about it, and she goes, well, my next payday, you'll get your little headlights fixed. When I confront her about the hood, she goes, well, Steve, why don't you just sue me?
Okay. And you didn't, just a second, and you didn't sue her?
No, I didn't. Not at that time, because I was still dating her.
Right. You were still dating her, living in her house, sleeping in her bed, right?
Sleeping on the couch, mostly.
Well, that's your problem. Shh, please. That's your problem. But living with her. Living with her. So I'm not interested in the damage that her kids did to your car, sir. It's irrelevant. You were living there if you felt as if the children were beyond control. What you would have done is you would have packed up and gone back to your mother's house, which you did subsequently, but much later. Now, you decided to move out on what date?
I have it here. It was January 12th of 2002.
Oh, okay. So you stayed a couple of months.
Correct.
And on that evening, you had some sort of an altercation with the defendant in which you claimed that she damaged your car. So that you can tell me about.
Okay. I had went and moved back in with my mom. Charlene had come to my mom's place saying that she wanted to talk to me. When I went and go to the door, my mom went to the door, ordered her off the property. She went, started her car, kept inching her car back into my car, hitting the front of my car, setting off my car alarm. And then she sped out of the place where we live, which is 5 miles an hour, is only doing about 45, 50 miles an hour. Then, when I went out to shut off my alarm, my car was still shaking from her backing into it.
And you say that she did some damage to your car?
Yes, she did. I have an estimate right here.
Well, I'd like to see the photographs and the estimate.
I don't have photographs because I do not own a camera. This is an estimate right here.
You own a car, but you don't have a camera that you can put your hands on? You don't have $7 to go buy a disposable camera?
At the time, I just started my job and I hadn't received my first paycheck.
Then you borrow it from your mother if you plan on suing her for the damage to your car. I mean, I have to see some photographs. How do I know what this is all about? This says hood panel. I'm not interested in what the kids did to your car, sir. You stayed. That was your choice. But for the fact that you decided to separate, you would never have brought up the incident with the 2 children. So I have no idea what the damage you attribute to her is. Do you?
The front valance, since it's a fiberglass car, was misaligned. It cracked the lower air dam or spoiler.
Lower deflector?
That would be the front valance.
How much does that cost?
Was $221.50 for the air dam itself.
Why did you hit his car? Were you just angry?
I didn't hit his car, Your Honor. I have the proof right here.
Let me
Pictures,
see.
everything. Also, I did take my car to get inspected through Geico, his insurance.
Well, according to this, and this is done by Geico Direct, it says, I do not see any signs of damage that would indicate that this vehicle backed into another vehicle causing any damage. No paint transfer on the bumper. Bumper had not been washed. Geico said that they found no evidence that the car was damaged, sir. Okay, now let's deal with your counterclaim. You say that the plaintiff called Child Protective Services with regard to your children. Did you do that, Mr. Andrews?
Yes, I did.
When did you do it?
2 days after I left.
Tell me why.
I had witnessed her. She was sleeping on the love seat. Her kids were watching TV, and I guess one of them had changed his channel from one cartoon to another. And so the 4-year-old started making noise, and she grabbed him by the throat, picked him up, and threw him on the ground and said, shut the F up.
When did she do that, sir?
The day before, like the Friday I had left, or the Friday before I left. And then when the 6-year-old started crying about it, she picked up an ashtray, threw it at him, hitting him in the head, saying, you shut up too, you little bee.
Is that what precipitated your leaving?
That was part of it. There was a lot
What
of
do you
stuff
mean
leading
part
up
of
to it.
What did you say to her when she did that to the children?
I looked at her and I'm like, what are you doing? And She goes, they're my kids. You're going to tell me how to raise my kids?
Is that the first time that you had seen her do anything to her children?
Yes. I'm not the first person to call CPS on her. Her mother had called it in the past, and she had had her kids put in foster care because of it, though.
All 4 of her children, or just 2 of them?
Just 2 of them, because 2 of them live with their biological father.
How old are those 2 children?
I believe 11 and 9.
Is that correct?
No.
How old are
My
your other
daughter's
2
8,
children?
And my son's 11.
And they live with their father?
Yes.
How come?
He went to court and did not notify me and got custody.
Whatever. They live with their father. That's
Yeah.
not true. That's not true. You have to tell the whole story. I mean, I was in family court for a long time. No.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Stephen Andrews says his ex-girlfriend Charlene Lechner owes for damages she and her children caused to his car. Charlene says Stephen told Child Protective Services that she physically threatened her kids.
If somebody goes to court and doesn't notify you, and you find out, you wake up one day and you look around the bedroom and you say, aha, 2 of my children are missing. What happened to them? Then you go back to court and you say, listen, I wasn't notified of this hearing.
I didn't get notified until they got picked up, Your Honor.
So they got picked up where?
With the police and him waiting for him.
There's a lot more to that story, madam. How long have the children been with their father?
For about 2 years.
Do you visit with them?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so you have visitation rights?
Yes.
Good, so you knew enough to go to court to get visitation rights, and
Yes.
the court gave you visitation, but the court did not give you custody.
Not yet, Your Honor. I'm still fighting.
Not yet. That's not going to happen. Yeah, these 2 other children are 2 other children from a different relationship or the same relationship?
Different.
Have any of your children ever been in foster care?
Yes.
Which children have been in foster care?
All 4 of them.
For how long?
For about 1.5 years, 2 years.
Mr. Andrews just described an incident that he says he witnessed in your home. Did that happen?
No.
Anything like it?
No.
Did you ever have a substance abuse problem?
No.
I'm not going to be able to determine, Ms. Lechner, whether Mr. Andrews made this call maliciously. He says he did. Do you have any proof that he made this call maliciously?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it.
I've got the CPS worker's card, the one that came out to do the investigation. And he had taken my boys separately and talked with them. And I guess Mr. Andrews had told him that they're scared of me. They said no, they're scared of him. And they started talking about incidents when I was absent, I was at work. And they told him about incidents that Mr. Andrews had done to them.
Were you notified before CPS was coming out to conduct the investigation?
No, I wasn't.
You mean they made a surprise visit?
Yes.
When they made a surprise visit, that they take the children independently
Yes.
out?
Yes.
Okay, and you had no indication that they were coming at all?
No, ma'am.
And are you telling me that you have any proof? Don't give me the card. Do you have any proof that they closed the case?
The case was never opened. They just investigated the report that he had called in. And it was closed out.
What reason do you think Mr. Andrews would have for calling Child Protective Services?
Because during the times that we were together, he knew my children were very important to me. I mean, I'm working 2 jobs to support him, and I'm a single parent. So, and he knows that my children are my life. You know, I revolve around my children, what's best for them.
That doesn't answer the question, madam. You could do a lot of things to get
He
back
wanted
at
revenge.
For what?
I have no clue why.
I don't know either, but I'm not prepared to say at this point that he did not see at least a version of what he indicates that he saw. Now, I don't know why he waited 2 days to call Child Protective Services. Evidently, it didn't impact you enough to call immediately, sir.
I didn't want to call from her residence.
So, you go outside to your mother's house and you call 5 minutes later, not days later. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So what she's saying is, you sat back and you said to yourself, she came to my house, maybe she touched my car, I'm going to call and report what I saw, or a version of what I saw. But I believe something happened with your children. I'm not sure it was as bad as what he suggests, but I believe something happened with your children. In any event, your children have been in foster care once. Your children were in foster care once because of court proceedings, so you're not a stranger to that proceeding. I am not prepared to find that he made this call maliciously, so I'm dismissing your counterclaim. But I'm also dismissing your claim, sir, because I find no evidence based upon your proof of anything that she did to your car. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Nothing happened to my children. I would not lay a hand on him.
I have better things to do than to beat up on little children.
He had put poop on my kid's face.
I'm above stuff like that.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Edwards versus Garcia. Step forward, please.
31-year-old university administrator Delilah Edwards is suing 33-year-old sales rep Tracy Garcia for a bounced check. Tracy says the check in question isn't from her.
Miss Edwards, according to your complaint, you're involved with some sort of a cheerleading squad that's attached to a football league.
Yes.
And the defendant said that she would collect some money for the cheerleaders' banquet. And she did, and she said she raised $75. And she gave you a check for the $75.
Correct.
You put the check into your account, and the check bounced. You want her to pay triple damages for the fact that the check bounced and it threw your account out of whack, and you had certain fees and charges, et cetera, et cetera. Defendant says it was her ex-husband's check. She didn't know that the account had been closed, and whatever it was, she made up the money by giving cash to the football league. But we really hear about this check. Now, who has the check for me to look at?
I do.
Can I see it, please? So she did not sign this check.
No, that's what the bank is telling me. I spoke to the customer
No.
service.
She did not sign this check. It's clear that this is signed by someone by the name of Joseph.
Correct.
So she gave you Joseph check for $75.
Correct.
You deposited Joseph check into your bank, and Joseph check bounced.
Yes, it came back actually unable to locate account, which means the account has been closed for more than 6 months.
And when did she give you this check? On what
On
date?
December 6th, the evening of the banquet. I was in contact.
On December 6th, she
Yes.
gave it to you?
Yes.
Well, it's dated December 8th.
I see.
Check is dated. How did you come into possession of this check, Ms. Garcia?
My ex-husband gave that check to me to give to them.
To give to them. Why would your ex-husband give you a check to give to them?
Because when I had originally received the sponsorship money, it was in a check and it was made out to me. When I asked them what I should do with that, they told me to go ahead and cash it, and then I would give them the money. So the night of the banquet, my children were home with the chicken pox, and I didn't have time to go to the bank, so I told my ex-husband that if he could give me a check and I would give him the money.
Where is he? How did you get in touch with your ex-husband?
Well, we still stay in contact, and he was at home. I went down to his home. He gave me the check, and I told him on Monday I would give him the money to cover the check. And he agreed upon that. Well, I had no idea that this account was closed.
Did you explain that to the plaintiff?
I haven't even spoken to her. They could have gotten in touch with me several times.
Your Honor, we left several messages before it came to this. We called relentlessly. We left messages at home. I started by calling and saying, you know, hey, Tracy, I still have trophies I need to get to the girls. Could you please call me so I can get their phone numbers and get in contact with the girls? When I made the first phone call, I already knew about the check, and I left no message regarding the check in hopes that she would call me back and I could get her on the phone and say, you know, hey, Trace, this check came back. Can we work this out? You know, if you'll just pay me the amount of the check back, we would have been happy. We got no return phone call from her at all.
All right, now we have a bad check. She doesn't get treble damages. This is not your check that was drawn by you on your bank. This was your husband's check. I cannot impugn to you knowledge that the account was closed because he gave you this check. All right? But out of curiosity, what did you do with the $75 that you had in fact collected?
It was turned into the board where the money should have originally gone. This money is supposed to be funneled through the board. It's not to be deposited into anybody's personal account.
Okay, Your Honor. I received from the restaurant owner that donated the money to her in the amount of $75. I have a copy of the carbon from the check that he actually made it out to the Redlands Football Organization. However, Tracy deposited that check in her personal account, so she altered the check as well.
I do not have a personal account to even deposit anything into. I do not have a checking account or
Well, then
a
I'd like to
savings
know how
account.
this check got cashed, and I have a letter from the restaurant owner as well.
Well, did you check with the board and find out whether she
We've
had in
left
fact...
messages for the board.
Shh. Did you check with the board to find out whether she had in fact deposited the $75 with the board?
No, I didn't. I actually called the board because they owe us money still.
Oh, okay. Do you have something from the board
Right, I have a
indicating-
statement from the board.
Can I see it, please?
Both Edward and Delilah have been removed from the Redlands Football Board.
Just one second. Okay. I see a deposit made in the amount of $75 in cash to Community Bank. And that was on February the 12th.
Conveniently.
You didn't make the deposit to
No,
them
I
until
didn't.
February.
I didn't make that deposit. I gave them cash. That was the deposit showing that
That they made the
they
deposit.
made the deposit.
Okay. In any event, the board has indicated that they have, in fact, received from Ms. Garcia the $75. You can read this if you like. That's the most important thing, that they have received it. There's a lot of other stuff there that I'm...
Right. The reason that money came to us was because we had put out of pocket a large sum of money for the banquet. We did get some money from the board. We also are still owed money from the board. So in fact, that money is money still out of our pocket that Tracy handed us a fraudulent check.
Ms. Edwards, she did not give you, knowingly, a fraudulent check. I want you to stop for a second.
Okay.
There is no proof, and you do not have any proof, that she knew at the time she gave you this check that this was a closed account.
I spoke to Bank of America, whom the check is drawn on, and they provided me with some additional information regarding the check. They can verify that that account has been closed since March 10th of 1998, and the signature does not match the signature they have on file for Mr.
Whatever. You cannot establish that she knowingly gave you a bad check. This was clearly not a joint account. It was in his name only. His name only. So that being the case, and if the money is supposed to go to some charitable organization, she collected $75. She turned that money over to the board. I'm sorry if the board still owes you more money, but
Sworn in judge, you may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Ms. Soule, you and the defendant have a child together.
Yes.
According to your complaint, the defendant came to visit the child and stayed overnight. You claim that he stole your wallet, which contained your debit card, and used it to the tune of $175.
Yes.
And the defendant says he didn't do it. Now, you didn't see him take your wallet,
No, I did not.
but you had your wallet when he was there.
Yes, I did.
And then from your complaint, when he left, you went to work the next day and you didn't have your wallet. What did you do at that point?
Well, I decided, I thought maybe I misplaced it somewhere, so I looked all over the place. It was not there. So I called his cell phone, which is the only number I have, and I left message after message to call me back to see if maybe he saw it somewhere. And he never called me back for days and days and days, and I didn't hear from him until like 2 days ago. But I started getting overdraft charges at my bank. They started mailing me overdraft charges.
Give me the date that he was there.
February 17th of this last year.
Okay, go ahead.
So they gave me a printout of my bank statement. So I have here printed out, circled the ones that I did not do. So they went and they started filling out paperwork to do an investigation to find the money. So all my money is on hold, but I have proof here from that. So I went to the places on the paper to talk to the people that work there, maybe get
Were they
receipts.
stores?
Yes, they're stores and a gas station. And I got credit slips.
Purchased from?
Pyromania Glass Studio.
What is that?
It's a glass blowing place. They buy glass floats.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's all I saw when I went in there.
Okay, and what other store?
Chevron gas station.
So whoever it was who took your wallet made a purchase and used a debit card for $145 for a piece of glass.
Yes.
And then $30 for gas.
Yes.
Okay. Were you able to get the receipts?
I was, and they made copies for me. And right now, I have a witness right now, Rena Salzer, who is a handwriting expert, and she can verify that those are Scott's handwriting.
So on the 17th, which was the day he left, left on the 17th. So on the 17th, someone purchased this piece of glass for $145. And then on the 18th, someone purchased gas for $30.
And I knew that wasn't me. I only get gas in Toledo, so that wasn't me.
And this is in
Newport.
Newport,
Oregon.
Oregon. Where does he live?
Newport, Oregon. Well, I don't know where he lives. He stays wherever he wants, but...
Is that where you were living, in Newport, Oregon?
I am now. I wasn't at the time. I was living in Toledo.
What are you doing in Newport, Oregon now? Who lives there now?
That's just where I ended up living, just because I didn't feel like living with my parents anymore. Didn't feel like staying with my mom's. And as far as her wallet goes, I would have been gone the day before, but she refused to give me a ride home. And I've never seen her wallet. I have my own.
Ah, you have your own wallet.
Yeah.
But you don't have your own debit card.
I don't need a debit card.
Okay. let me hear you witness. Is that you?
Rena.
Step up, please. Tell me your name.
Rena Salzer.
Ms. Salzer, I have a few preliminary questions before I can permit you to testify as an expert witness. First, I'd like to ask Mr. Gifford, I want you to look at these two documents, sir. I want you to look at the handwriting on these two documents, and I want you to tell me if you recognize that handwriting.
Nope. Looks like it could be anyone's handwriting to me.
I didn't ask you that.
No, I don't recognize it.
Okay. How long, by the way, did you live together?
Off and on for about a year. We were only dating for a couple of months.
And how old is your child?
She'll be 2 on the 2nd of May.
Okay, but you lived together for a year?
Off and on.
Off and on. Who paid the bills?
Me.
I just have to know whether he had an opportunity to see your signature.
Yeah. Well, my license was in my wallet also. And on the license,
it's signed.
Your signature, yes.
Okay. All right, Ms. Salsa, have you ever testified as an expert witness in any court?
No. I've worked with attorneys on various cases that have involved questioned documents, but none of the cases have gone to court.
Okay, so you have been utilized by attorneys, by private
Correct.
attorneys. Are you registered anywhere as a handwriting analyst?
Yes, I am on the public defender's list.
Where?
Los Angeles.
What kind of credentials do you have to present in order to go on the public defender's list?
I have to present my education in the field, as well as the fact that I have apprenticed with a board-certified document examiner for the past several years.
With whom have you apprenticed?
Eva Salzer.
Is that your mother?
In-law.
Mother-in-law. But you have been certified to be on the public defender's list as an analyst in documents.
Correct.
Okay. Did you have an opportunity to examine this document?
Yes.
You have to look at it first.
And I also have exemplars of Mr. Gifford here, if you would like to see them.
How did you obtain the handwriting exemplars of the defendants?
They were given to me upon my arrival here today.
Here?
Correct.
Good. So your analysis of the handwriting was really done today?
Correct.
Can I see the handwriting exemplars that were furnished by Mr. Gifford? Would you show these exemplars to Mr. Gifford so that he can verify that this is his handwriting? Is your handwriting, is it not, sir?
Yep, sure is.
Okay. Were you able, Ms. Salsa, to draw with a reasonable degree of scientific certainty a conclusion with regard to whether it was Mr. Gifford who signed the plaintiff's name to these two debit slips?
Yes.
And what was the conclusion that you drew?
My professional opinion is that it is highly probable that Mr. Gifford executed the questioned signature.
Testifying on Carrie's behalf is handwriting expert Rena Salzer.
Now, on what do you base that?
The idiosyncrasies present in Mr. Gifford's handwriting, or his signatures, are also present in the questioned signatures of Ms. Soule.
Explain it to me. I have both in front of me.
Okay. The formation of the capital S is identical. It is a rather peculiar formation at that, so that is definitely an identifying characteristic. They both have the same slant and letter proportion. You'll notice that the height of the upper extensions goes quite high up.
Mm-hmm.
The eye dots are dashed. The connecting strokes are rather jagged, so the movement of the writing is very jerky looking. The relationship to the baseline is also consistent. It either rests on it, goes a little bit below, or a little bit above. The stroke structure of the small a and o is also formed similarly, an initial loop that is horizontal in the way that it is formed. The combination of all of these characteristics tells me that the writer of the questioned signatures and the exemplars of Mr. Gifford are the same. The only thing that would make my opinion stronger is if Mr. Gifford were to sign Ms. Soule's name right now.
Well, the problem is he is already on notice, Miss Salsa, so that...
Okay.
Do you understand? He's
Yes.
already on notice that that's what you're asking him to do. But I have followed very carefully your testimony with regard to the various structures of the letters, with regard to how he dots both signatures, the letters that you refer to. So I believe that you are, in all probability, correct with regard to your ultimate analysis, that within a reasonable degree of certainty, you can say that the same person signed these documents. Mr. Gifford, let me explain something to you. This is not a criminal proceeding. I don't know whether in a criminal proceeding, certainly you had the opportunity to take the plaintiff's wallet. You probably had the inclination as well, because according to you, in the few words that you've said so far here today, you were royally annoyed that she would not give you a ride home. I have examined these handwriting exemplars that you gave as relating to the documents that were signed, the forged documents, and I do believe that you forged a signature, which means that you stole her wallet and her debit card. Could I say that beyond a reasonable doubt? Probably not. Fortunately, in this proceeding, that is not the burden of proof. The burden of proof here is a mere preponderance of the evidence. More evidence than not that you're a thief, which I find. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $175. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He's been stealing from a lot of people. He stole from me before, and I should have known better.
There's a bunch of people that could have a bunch of different signatures. I was out camping, still have no clue what she's talking about.
Stay away from men like that.
Thought that I don't want to be with her.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Solomon versus Guerrero, step forward, please.
23-year-old administrative assistant Desiree Solomon is suing her former live-in boyfriend, 31-year-old salesman Anthony Guerrero, for carpeting, a bedroom set, and a cell phone bill. Anthony is countersuing. He wants the big screen TV.
Ms. Solomon, according to your complaint, you and the defendant were in a relationship. You moved into a home that was owned by the defendant's mother.
Correct.
You say it was in relatively poor condition at the time. The defendant had his daughter living with him. Is that right, sir?
Every other weekend.
You worked on the house, cleaned the house, did some painting. But in addition to that, you claim that you purchased carpeting for the house.
Correct.
You purchased a bedroom set for the defendant's daughter.
Correct.
And then there was an issue of a cell phone bill. You separated because you claimed there was some sort of an altercation with the defendant, and you want to be reimbursed for the carpeting, the cell phone bill, and his daughter's bedroom set. The defendant says that the carpeting was your idea, that the bedroom set was also your idea and a gift to the child, and he doesn't know anything about the cell phone bill. We'll get to that. But he is counterclaiming because he says when you left, you took a large screen TV that belongs to him. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When did you separate?
September of 2001.
When was the carpeting purchased?
August of 2001.
Now, tell me about the carpet purchase.
I spoke with Mr. Guerrero, and he didn't have good credit because he had a bankruptcy on his credit due to a DUI, and I purchased the carpet for the house.
No, that doesn't tell me anything. That doesn't tell me that it was a loan.
Well, he knew that was an agreement. He told me he would pay me back for this carpet if I purchased it for this house.
Tell me the conversation as you remember it.
I think I remember it. We talked to each other on the phone, and we came to the agreement. He had some green carpet in there that was his mother and his stepfather lived in, and he smoked, and the carpet was just kind of like riddled with smoke, and his dad, I think his stepdad was like alcoholic, and it just didn't have a good smell to it.
Let me hear the conversation. Usually when two people are living together and they want to buy something, they say, listen, the carpeting is really gross.
Right.
Now, let's get rid of it.
And that was the conversation, and he agreed to pay for the carpeting.
Is that right, sir?
No, ma'am.
Let me hear the story.
Your Honor, if we would have had a conversation like that, we probably would have had it at the house where we sit down and made a decision
Tell
like
me
that.
how the carpeting came to be put down in the house.
She went to the carpet place, picked the carpet out, picked the design of the carpet, made the color of the carpet all by herself, told me, hey, can you take this day off? I bought carpet, and they're going to be putting it in this day. Can you take this day off and be there to do it? I said, you did what? She goes, yes, I got carpet. I go, why? Well, it doesn't match the furniture. It's green, and the furniture is, you know, a beige color. And I'm like, I guess. I was there. I was there to when they put it in, but in no way did we have a conversation stating anything about, hey, let's go get carpet.
All right, let me hear about the bedroom set, Ms. Solomon.
Okay, Tony, when he moved into the house, I had my own bedroom set that I brought in,
and he didn't have any furniture. I brought the furniture in. And of course, he wanted to get a bedroom set for his daughter, make the room kind of nice for her. So we went out together and purchased a bedroom set for his daughter using my credit also.
So?
He told me he would pay me back $100 per month for this bedroom set.
Tell me about that.
Actually, she wanted to get this certain bedroom set for my daughter. You know, like she said, my credit wasn't the best, so I was going to go out and get my daughter a nice bedroom set, but not the bedroom set that she had chosen. But she wanted to get that. Anyway, neither way, I have 5 canceled checks right here along with the receipts showing where I paid $500 to her with the furniture, or stating on it right there, furniture to Desiree Salton.
That was for your daughter's furniture?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me see it.
And this is also a copy of the
Did he give you $519 towards the furniture?
Yes, and that was with the cell phone bills. He told me he was going to help me pay for the cell phone bills.
Just a minute. This says furniture on it.
Yeah, I know, but 1 month it was for cell phone bills. He paid me 2 payments in 1 month, and one was that to help me with the cell phone.
How much was the furniture?
$579, Your Honor.
Is that right?
Yes.
So he practically paid you for the bedroom furniture.
Correct.
So what do you want?
I'm wanting the carpet. The carpet.
Carpet you're not going to get. Carpet, I don't believe that you had an agreement when you purchased this carpet that he was going to pay you back for it.
I wouldn't have purchased the carpet if he wasn't going to pay me back. I don't have that kind of money.
I believe that he said he would buy the child's furniture and that he would reimburse you. I don't believe you with regard to the carpet. That's my prerogative. That's my job. Okay, now let's get to the cell phone bill.
Here's the cell phone bill.
Show it to him.
Your Honor, we broke up in September. She has bills here for October.
Because you told me to keep the phone on and you would pay me.
She has
Because
bills.
I didn't want to get charged an early termination fee, $150.
I don't even know what she has on here.
It's your phone number.
Did anybody use the phone after you separated?
Yeah, he did.
Did you pay any of those bills?
No, ma'am.
You did not? All right. So
I asked her to send me a list so I could look at phone numbers, Your Honor, and she sent me one piece of paper saying an amount on there, and that was
But now you looked at the bill.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and how much is that bill?
Altogether, $399.17.
So between that and the $79 that he owes you still for the furniture, because he only gave you $500, the furniture was $579, that's $478.
Correct.
Okay, good. Now, tell me about this big screen TV.
Your Honor, one day I came home from work. She's a very materialistic person. She wanted this, she wanted that in the house, she wanted everything perfect in the house. So she could have people over, show everybody how nice our house was.
Good, but that's what women do.
fine.
Women nest.
I come home from work one day.
Mr.
she
Guerrero,
has-
women nest. You don't care if the carpet is green and the furniture is orange. Men don't care about that. There are some men that care, most don't. Okay, so she's materialistic, she wanted her house to look nice.
Right, so I came home one day, she says, I'm walking in the living room to the TV room, she's standing there looking like Vanna White with a big TV. And she tells me, this is for you, now you can have your friends over here. Because there were times on the weekends where I was going to my brother's house, my cousin's house, watch football, they had big screen TVs. She goes, this is for you, I bought this, you can have your friends over here.
So what you're telling me is she bought the TV as a gift for you.
Right.
And then when she left, she took it.
Right.
Try this, sir. This is so you can have your friends over and watch TV.
Mm-hmm.
Try that. Does that sound right? So you want the TV and the new carpet?
Right.
She's got the TV now, right?
Right.
She keeps it.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay?
Yeah, I've been making payments on it. I had the statement here. He's suing for $3,000. I think it's kind of funny. The TV's only $2,000.
Listen, you keep the TV.
Okay.
Out of this deal, it cost you a little bit of beige carpet?
It cost me more than that, you know.
Probably. And a cell phone bill. All right. He owes you $478, judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Your Honor, this is case number 571 on the calendar in the matter of Harper versus Boozer. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Miss Harper, the defendant was a friend of yours, according to your complaint. You loaned her some money. According to you, you have a note to prove the loan. She did not repay you the entire amount, and you want it. Is that what this is about?
Yes.
Defendant says she borrowed some money, not as much as you claim. She paid you back every cent that she owes you. So, when did you make this loan and why?
I made the loan to Lisa on 6/20/01 because she had written 6 fraudulent checks and she needed the money to repay the checks.
Well, how did you find out about this need that she had for the money?
She called me on 6/19 at 10 o'clock in the morning and asked me to pick her up from work because she had a warrant out on for these checks. So.
She had a warrant out?
Mm-hmm.
How much money did she tell you she needed?
$1,200 and something dollars.
Go ahead.
I had a loan that I had previously, and I had paid it off. So she asked me if I could help her. Could I see if I could borrow the money from there to help her out?
What money? Explain that to me.
I borrowed some. I had a loan already at First Franklin. It was, you know, where I could go back and borrow money if I needed to. So then I called them and I asked her, could I borrow $1,200? And she said I could borrow up to $2,000. So I told her I didn't need that much, that I needed $1,200. So I had to do $1,500.
Why did you have to do 15?
I couldn't borrow $1,200.
So let me see the loan papers where you borrowed $1,500. Okay. And the total payments that you had to make with all the interest that they add up was $2,280 on this $1,500.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Go ahead.
So then I got the money, and they wrote me out a check, and I had to take the check to the bank, and I cashed the check. And me and my witness, Alice Towner, we went. I had to pick Alice up to take her to work, so we went to Lisa's sister's house. And I gave her $1,480. And I had her sign.
Now let me see the note that you say you had her sign. Would you show the defendant this and ask her if it's her signature? Is that your signature?
Yes, it is.
Fine. Okay, so I'm going to read this note. It says, I, Regina Harper, that's you, borrowed $2,280 from First Franklin Financial Corporation on 6/20/01 for Lisa Boozer, in which she, Lisa, agrees to pay $100 on the 20th of every month until the balance is paid in full. And you signed that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So how much did you give her back?
Judge Judy, first of all, it was 5 fraudulent checks, okay? The total came up to $830. I have the receipts right here where I paid them. I had $100 of my own money. My mother gave me $30. Regina only gave me $700. I never seen none of the agreement that she signed with the loan company or any of that.
You signed this piece of paper?
Because she said she needed, she was gonna get her bills consolidated, and that she needed to let them know that she was not paying that back, that I was the one that would needed to pay that back, not her. Me and her split it that. She needed money for school to pay school off to get her, her grades. She gave me $700 and she kept the rest of it.
Well, how am I supposed to tell that from this note that you signed? How am I supposed to tell that? I mean, are you an unintelligent girl?
No, I am not.
Well,
me and Regina both went to college together, and she knows this.
If you went to college
yes,
together,
ma'am.
so you are clearly an intelligent young woman. This is a promissory note for $2,280, where you promised to pay back $100 a month. Now, I don't doubt that scenario could have happened.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, you're an intelligent young woman. Why would you sign something like this?
Because we were friends, and she said she needed the money for her new baby to get her bills consolidated so she wouldn't be in a bind.
Very possible.
Yeah.
Now, you paid her back some. Let me see the receipts of what you paid her.
I never got any receipts. I gave Regina cash. My sister was with me every time I paid her.
all the receipts. She has made 3 payments.
You never gave me a receipt. You never.
Because you never paid.
You never gave me no receipt.
I paid.
Where you gave the receipt to?
Don't fight with each other. Listen to me.
Don't
fight with each other.
Hell, I'm gonna have a receipt.
Shh, don't fight with each other. Don't speak to
She
each other.
wouldn't have a receipt, Judge Judy, because she never went and paid the loan. I had to go and track her down every 20th of the month, 25th, and go and make the payments myself, go to this place.
How many payments did she make?
She made 3.
Of $300?
She made 3 payments of 3, so that's $300, and I've been making them ever since.
Can my sister please speak, Judge Judy?
Sure.
Come on, please.
Go ahead.
They made the transaction at my house, and it was $700 that Regina counted out to my sister at my house. Then we went and we paid on the checks. Me, my mom, and my sister went and paid on the checks. And I was with Lisa on a couple occasions when she did make the payments to Regina. Regina came over to my house to get the payment. The young lady that's with her now, she don't even know where I stay. I never met her. It's my first time ever meeting her. And we went up to the hospital to also give Regina some money, too.
So, I have a piece of paper here. It is a contract. It says, I will pay back this amount of money. If there was a side contract that it wasn't going to be that much money, and I'm not doubting that it's possible that that happened, but I'm not dealing with an unintelligent young woman here.
You're right.
I'm dealing with an intelligent young woman. You have a contract. You agreed. It was notarized. You went in to somebody actually to have it notarized. The signature's notarized. So you were aware that this was a binding sort of contract.
You know, Judge Judy, you know, it's ironic that this would come up after Regina was under investigation at Springfield Regional Medical Center for going into her baby's father, new girlfriend's files. And I told her, me and her went to college together, and we went through too much to get to where we was at. And if they ever came to me and asked me, was she the one that went in her files
And they would see that
found
you
out?
pulled up her
All
name.
right, listen,
They
I'm
would-
not...
No,
I'm-
ma'am.
hey,
No,
listen to me.
ma'am. No, ma'am. You know you did it.
Miss
I don't go to
Boozer,
CT.
Miss Boozer.
Yes,
She's
ma'am.
saying she don't have.
Listen to me.
I don't have S6.
1,
She's
2,
saying-
3. And you're out of here. I'm not a young person anymore. I don't like to shout. You borrowed this money in June.
Yes, ma'am.
And the interest was substantial. And according to you, and even according to your witness, you made no more than 3 payments on the $700 because that's all she's prepared to testify to. Why didn't you pay the rest? Why? No, don't make up a story. Why didn't you pay the rest?
I paid her the rest. I made, the last payment I gave her was January when I received the court papers.
When you paid her in January, did you get a receipt?
No.
Then I don't believe you. And I'm going to tell you why. Then I'm going to tell you why. Did you pay her by check?
No.
Then I'm going to tell you why. Because unless you are really thick, somebody sues you, and you want to make your final payment. And you say that I won't owe you anything, even though the amount that she was suing you for was different. If you give her the money, you at least say, at least this time, I'm going to do it by a money order so that I have a record. I'm going to do it with a receipt so I have a record. I'll do it by check so I have a record. But you don't just go and hand her the money in cash. So I don't believe you. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount requested in the amount of $1,700. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think that, you know, she need to go get a life and find her baby's father.
She never was my friend. And when she get back home, she will be picked up because she wrote another check in December.
She goes into her ex-boyfriend's, new girlfriend's files and finds out that she has breast cancer.
And was going around telling everybody.
Spartanburg and tell everybody.
Stay away from this one.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Oakley versus Graham. Step forward, please.
50-year-old construction worker Mike Oakley is suing 44-year-old contractor Hans Graham for running him off the road and assaulting him in a fit of road rage. Hans claims Mike started it.
All right, you two gentlemen were in your cars. You don't know each other. And there was an incident that looked to me like a little bit of road rage. Mr. Oakley, you claimed that the defendant caused damage to your car.
Yes.
You want to tell me first when this happened?
This happened November 9th, 6:20 a.m.
Where were you going or coming from, sir?
I was going to work up I-15 out of San Diego.
Was it light or dark out?
It was just getting light.
What kind of car were you driving?
2002 Toyota truck.
Okay, tell me what happened.
I was in the second lane, which is right next to the fast lane, which I traveled that lane.
How many lanes are there altogether?
There was 6.
Go ahead.
We were just going along, and
Who was with you?
Donnie is he works for our company too. He's a carpooler. He rides with me.
Okay.
Driving along, and we got slow traffic in the second lane. It was down to about 60 miles an hour, and I signaled, moved over into the fast lane. Before I knew it, Mr. Graham was on my rear end, and he went to go around me in the second lane. He went past me and cut back into the first lane, and that's where he clipped me and knocked me out of control. I went left, I went right, I went left again and got it under control. I pulled off the road because I couldn't go to the right, there were so many lanes. I pulled off, he had pulled off in front of me about 30, 40 feet. Got out of my truck. As soon as I shut my door, Mr. Graham was right on top of me, saying that he was going to kick my... And he pushed me, and I fell over the little wall that's in between the freeways. I got back up, went to the back of my truck, reached in for a hammer because I didn't know what this guy was going to do next. He came down the side of the truck, stopped there. He went towards the window and asked Donnie if he would like a little bit of this too, and he punched the window. The window didn't break, and after that he came back again, and he stopped and went back to his truck. He wrote down some information, I guess, and he threw the information at me, said I had to go to work, and he left the scene.
Let me see the police report, please. What is that piece of cardboard that you have, sir?
That's showing how the accident happened. This is Mr. Graham, or this is me, and this is Mr. Graham. He came up behind us. I guess this is the wrong way. There we go. I'm sorry. Well, he was in the one lane.
You're the red car. Listen to me. In the way
No,
you
I'm
have
not
that
the red.
diagram,
I'm in the second lane here. I moved over, and when he went around...
I said you're the red
yes,
car.
You're absolutely right. I'm sorry.
Okay, you're the red car.
Okay. So I moved over into this lane.
Okay, and probably what you did was you cut him off. Is that right, Mr. Graham?
Yes, ma'am.
You cut him off.
I
He
got
got
in front of him.
angry.
Yes.
So he went around you
Went around me.
to get back in front of you to cut you off.
Yes. And he clipped my front end.
No, ma'am.
Okay. I'm going to get to you in a second.
Thank you.
Can I see what kind of damage was done to your truck, please?
I have the pictures here. It's kind of hard to see because of the light. And here's the estimate for the damage.
What kind of deductible do you have, sir?
$1,000.
Okay. Now, Mr. Graham, I'll hear you, sir.
Is that the amended police report? Because there was actually two, and I never got the amended one. This was the first one filed. Okay, he left out a couple key facts there. He cut me off, straight off, underneath, couldn't even see his lights. I couldn't even hit my brakes. I went around him and actually kept my tires still in this lane here. When we went up here, I was not concentrating on him. There was another car beside me. I was holding on to my steering wheel, watching this car here. Boom, all of a sudden we make contact. I look back to see him lose control of his vehicle.
Mr. Graham, why did you attempt to get back into the
I didn't. I stayed straight. I went around him. When he made the lane change, he actually went too far over. I mean, he came in front of me quick, and he knows it. He knows he cut me off. You ask him point blank. He
Mr.
cut
Graham,
me off.
that may have happened, sir.
Okay. I didn't even see his lights.
No, listen to me. That may have happened, sir. Let's say he didn't look before he put on his signal. Now, I have, in fact, in my lifetime, seen some drivers. They do the following. They put on their signal, then they change lanes, and then they look. And I'll say to them, no, you got the order wrong. The order is you put on your blinker, then you look. If it's clear, then you change lanes.
That's not what he did. He went...
Okay. So, Mr. Graham, do you think that he did that because he wanted to get into an accident or because he just wasn't thinking?
He wasn't thinking.
Right. Just stop right there. So if somebody's not thinking, I mean, he wasn't a nut, just wasn't thinking. And I've seen that. I'm sure that most of us have been in that situation where, you know, you're thinking about something else and you want to change a lane, or you're getting on a highway and, you know, you're looking in one direction, you get on the parkway, and all of a sudden you see a car. It comes out of nowhere. That's what causes accidents. But why did you get so angry?
Well...
You got, Mr. Graham.
Not yet. Can I finish? You told me you let me have my chance to talk.
You got angry because
Okay.
he cut you off.
No, I didn't. Everything happened so quick, I had to get by him. I had another car here. I got angry when we got out of the truck, and that's where he left out more key parts. We weren't 30 feet apart. Our truck was 10 feet apart. I walked to the back of my truck. He threw his door open, got out, threw his hands up, and said, "Why didn't you let me in?" And when he took a step towards me, I stepped towards him. He wasn't going to hit me, so I pushed him. He fell down.
No, Mr. Graham. Listen to me, sir. I read your answer very carefully. You said when he got out of the truck, he said to you, "Why didn't you let me in?" And then you wrote, "I pushed him."
No, he threw his hands up. I'm telling you, he threw his hands up.
So he threw his hands up. You said, "So I pushed him." And then you say, he jumped back up, which means you pushed him hard enough to knock him down.
Yes, ma'am. He fell down.
So when I say to you, Mr. Graham, that you were angry, you can't say to me I wasn't angry.
Oh, no.
You were angry.
I was angry when I got out of the truck. Yes,
You
ma'am.
were angry before you got out of the truck.
No, ma'am.
Well, I think you were.
Well, I didn't have time. It happened like 1, 2, 3. And then he jumped up and he went to his window that I hit, and he told his buddy, "Are you going to get out of the truck or what?" And that's when I said, "Yeah, come on, get out of the truck."
Mr. Graham, why did you, just a second, You just said you went over to his buddy where you had just hit the window. Why did you hit his window?
No, he went to his buddy.
No. You said to me, I just hit the window.
I did.
You said to me, I hit the
yes,
window.
Yes, ma'am. But he, before...
Why did you hit his window?
I'm talking to his buddy. Go ahead, get out of the truck. Come on. Get out of the truck.
You were out of control. You were out of control. He may have done the wrong thing by cutting you off. And if he got out of the car and say, why didn't you let me in? And maybe it's possible that it's not as I had originally thought, that he just wasn't looking, but that he wanted to get over and maybe you weren't letting him in and he went over anyway. That's a possibility. But my sense of what happened here is you totally overreacted to a situation.
It's incorrect, Your Honor.
Where were you going to, Mr.
I was
Gray?
going to work. I was going to a job where I install a marble and granite, and I had a marble delivery there I had to sign for. I was not out of control. If I would have been out of control, I would have thumped him.
You were out of control, sir, because you put your hands on him first, and then you went over to...
He stepped towards me with his hands in the air.
No.
Yes, ma'am, he did.
No. I don't believe that, sir. I don't
Okay.
believe that he stepped towards you with his hands in the air in a combative position. If he did, I'm telling you, based upon your posture here today, you would have hit him, not pushed him. And then after that happened, you went over to his friend. I'm speaking. You went over to his friend who was in the passenger seat and you banged on the window.
No, but
Matthew Terry claims ex-wife Kelly Terry owes for injuries he received during an argument in her home. Kelly is countersuing for harassment and for making false charges to Child Protective Services.
Mr. Terry, the defendant is your former wife.
Yes.
You have 5 children.
Yes.
When were you divorced?
Finally in July of 2005.
And I assume you were divorced because you decided that you couldn't make a, right?
Yes.
Fair statement?
Yes.
So after your divorce, you did the most ludicrous thing that I ever heard of. You moved into her house, rented a room, according to you, so that you could be close to your children. Is that right?
It's to help out with the children. There's 5 of them, and they're pretty overbearing sometimes.
Well, that's a great idea, but if you're going to live with her, you might as well be married to her. Living there under these circumstances is really ridiculous. In any event, to show you just how ridiculous, you claim that your former wife assaulted you.
Yes.
At a time when you were, in fact, living in the house, and you want her to pay for your medical bills, want her to compensate you for your injuries. Your former wife says you started the argument. She just finished it. And since that time, you've embarked on a campaign of harassment, and she is counterclaiming. Tell me when this incident happened, Mr. Terry.
Happened February 26th of this year.
And according to what I read in your complaint, you were in the house watching TV with some of the kids.
Yes.
What were you watching?
I believe we were watching NHRA on ESPN.
You were watching?
NHRA, it's automobile racing.
And how many of the children were you watching auto racing with?
I believe all 5 of them were watching, and 2 of the oldest ones had left the room at this instant.
How old are the children?
They range from 7 to 16.
So the 16-year-old left.
Yes.
One below that is how old?
14.
That one left. So 3 little ones.
Out of the room, yes.
Little ones are there. Tell me what happened.
We were sitting there watching TV. She came out of her room, which is adjoining the living room, and started swearing and was upset about something, and went to the fireplace, sat down, and was smoking a cigarette. At the whole time, she was sort of cussing me out and saying how negative things were with me.
Why were you angry with him?
I had asked him to help do things around the house and to help with the kids instead of sitting there watching TV.
That's what you do to a husband, not to a tenant.
Well, he gets a big
tenant.
discount in rent because of his help.
But he was a tenant.
Correct.
If you wanted to boss him around, you should have stayed married to him. Okay, so you were angry because you would ask him to do some chores, help with the kids, and he was sitting around watching TV.
Yes.
Acting like a husband.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Rather than as an almost employee, because if you say that he gets a big discount in his rent, then you're giving up a certain amount of rent in order to get work out of him.
Correct.
So you weren't getting work out of him.
Right.
Recipe for disaster. So you were angry and annoyed and letting him know it.
Yes.
What happened next, Mr. Terry?
She kept raving on and badgering me with her voices.
Mr. Terry, were you ignoring her?
I responded to some of the things.
How did you respond?
Just with my mouth.
In front of your children?
Yes, nothing negative came out of my mouth.
If there was nothing negative that came out of your mouth and she's cursing at you, why don't you tell me what you said to her?
I don't remember. I was concentrating on the program.
Well, try to remember, Mr. Terry. I'm curious what you were talking about in front of your
I don't see what the problem is this evening. I'm with the 3 children. They're with me, or all 5 were with me, so it's not like I'm not watching them like she wanted to. And she just kept bickering.
So go ahead, let me hear.
And she finished her cigarette, got up, charged me, swung at my face, hit me in the shoulder. I have a previous injury, and it's like a tender spot in my shoulder.
You were still sitting on the couch?
Yeah, I was sitting on the front part of the couch, like leaning forward with my hands crossed, just watching the show. And I didn't think she was going to charge me like that. And she came up around the table, took a swung at my face. I went back. She hit me in the shoulder. I fell back, and my feet went up, and I broke the table in front of me.
Go ahead.
And then I sat back up from falling back into the couch, and I looked at the glass on the floor, and she went off saying that I was breaking things and that I did that on purpose. And I said, no, I fell back when you hit my shoulder. And she was really steamed then. And I picked up a big piece of glass, probably 4 foot by 4 foot, over her head, threw it down, finger, and it hit me in the arch of my foot, cutting it. And then I got up, and she was throwing things at me continuously, and I told her I was going to call the sheriffs, and she said, no, I will do that. I got up to go to the phone, and she was already there, so I just left and went out and sat on the stairs.
Were you treated that night?
No.
The next day?
Yes. I woke up it was painful in my foot, but I thought it might subside over the night, so I went down to my room. After the sheriffs came, they took a statement from both of us, gave her a ticket for battery, and she told the sheriffs that she didn't mean to throw it at my foot. She was trying to aim for the ground. And I was outside the whole time, and the sheriffs...
could you do me a favor and answer my question? Were you treated the next day?
I was treated the next day, yes.
Where?
At San Bernardino Medical Center.
Can I see the papers, please?
Do you want to see the police report?
Yes.
Here's the police report, the hospital report, off-work notice.
Thank you. Okay, Ms. Terry, I'd like you to tell me your version of the events of the 26th of February.
Okay. He was sitting on the couch, and I think just the one youngest child was there. I think the oldest 2, who are actually 15 and 17, were gone because they're usually never at home. And he was sitting on the couch watching TV, and I went and stood in front of the TV and asked him if he would help me do some things around the house. This was in February, 8 months ago, so I don't remember what I needed him to do. However, when I stood in front of the TV, he told me to move my fat because he couldn't see the TV. And the TV is big. It's like a 52-inch TV. And so when he said that, I was furious. So I walked up to him, and as he's sitting in the corner of the couch, and I did put my hand on his shoulder and said to him, get out. We're done. We're not doing this anymore. Get out. And if you don't leave right now, I'm going to call the police. And that's when he kicked the table. And then when he did that, I was furious because my dad gave me that coffee table. It's very expensive. And I did not punch him. I did not hurt him in any way. I picked up the glass because it didn't really like shatter. It shattered but still stayed together. And I picked it up and I showed it to him and I said, look what you did to my table. And I threw it down on the wood right where it was. And again, it broke in like big pieces, you know, but not like shattering, like where there was like sharp edges because it's tempered or something like that. And he immediately got up and I walked over to the phone to call the police.
In February of 2006, was he paying rent to you?
Yes, he was.
And he had paid February's rent?
I believe so.
You can't throw him out.
Right.
And who are you to throw him out?
But he was damaging my property.
No. Listen to me, Miss Terry. You can't do what you did, madam. What you did was 100% wrong. What you did was confuse your circumstance. I mean, you two people elected to have this bizarre arrangement where he rented an apartment room, I don't know what it was, and there was an understanding that he would help out with the children, help out with this, help out with that, but he's not your slave. You can't stand in front of the television set and expect no reaction. That's what wives do, stand in front of the act and say, listen, I asked you to do this and I asked you to do that, and you didn't do it. So he responded to you. You didn't like it. Sticks and stones will break my bones. Names will never hurt me. You can't put your hands on him. Period. How many days were you out of work, Mr. Terry?
The following day was a Monday. I went to the doctor's. I left work at half day, noon. I was there by 2.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a soils engineer, foundation engineer, inspector.
So how many days' work did you miss?
4 days plus a Saturday. I was taken off work for 3 days, and my employer told me if, since I was off
Don't tell me what
Tuesday,
that your
Wednesday, and
employer-
Thursday,
Listen to you,
that
trying
they
to
had no
talk
work.
over me, Mr. Terry, that won't do.
I was taken off work from the doctor Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
That's all. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 3 days.
Yes.
And how much do you earn a day?
$300 a day.
Are you not living in the house now?
No.
How much child support do you pay for your 5 children?
$2,000 a month.
You up to date?
Yes.
Great. When did you move out, sir?
July.
You lived there from February till July?
The following week, I found a new place to live, and it wasn't ready until then.
That is not true.
Just a second. So what you're telling me, Mr. Terry, is you lived there March, April, May, and June, 4 months?
I had the recreational vehicle, and I was gone a lot of the time.
Did you pay rent for those 4 months?
Yes.
Okay. I'm confused, Mr. Terry. If this happened February of 2006 and you decided not to pursue the protective order, even though she was given a ticket, why didn't you move out of the house immediately?
Like I said.
Why did you permit him to stay in the house for 4 months instead of evicting him?
You know, it's...
No. Are those legitimate questions?
Yes, they
you
are.
You could have evicted him. So month-to-month tenant, did he have a lease? No. So he's a month-to-month tenant. So now my question to you, Mr. Terry, is why did you file this case in September or October of 2006, some 8 months later?
Mainly my whole reason for living is to take care of the children, and I work 60 to 70 hours a week. And
why didn't
now
you
I
file
have
this
time.
case?
Now
Well,
I
that's
have
too
time.
bad. That's too bad, Mr. Terry. Quite frankly, I was very sympathetic with your position. I don't think that your former wife had the right to put her hands on you to cause this injury. And if you had decided to move out in March, 4 days later, you paid up for February and said, I'm not going to live under these circumstances anymore because it's too violent, I would have heard your case, and I would have said, you're absolutely right, sir. She has to compensate. We're out of work. But this is an afterthought. And I don't know why the afterthought right now, Mr. Terry. You want to explain that to me? There has to be a reason for this afterthought.
I didn't want to create any more negativity in the home.
Well, you did by staying there for 4 months, sir.
I think it was more of a positive thing for the children and to take care of the children. That's my main thing.
Just a second. For the last 4 months, is
Yes.
that right?
Yes.
So why would you sue your former wife now?
I'm out of the house, and it would not
You don't think
create
that
any negativity right now.
Oh, really? You think not?
Yes.
You think that the fact that you have children who are certainly of an age of understanding know that their father is suing their mother in court for thousands of dollars wouldn't create negativity?
She sued me in court for divorce.
That's different, sir.
It was more of a financial thing with her.
That's different, sir.
And I did not tell the children there was any litigation going on.
You may not. Don't you think that your litigation against their mother at this point creates stress? I mean, you're suing her for $5,000.
Yes.
And if you're suing her for $5,000, I'm sure that in your financial circumstance, the fact that you rented a room to you indicates that you're not exactly flush with dough. So $5,000 is a lot of money to her. I still don't understand the rationale for 8 months after the event.
I can explain that to you.
Well, I'd like to hear it.
The reason that he filed now is because that's part of my counterclaim for harassment. Because the reason he moved out is because I have a boyfriend. And in the year and a half, we have been divorced. I have never seen anybody else. We have, but not like inside the home or anything, or brought them around the children. And Matt just went berserk when I had somebody come over to the house and meet the kids and stay there, not stay there, but just interact with the kids, because it's never happened before. And on August 2nd of this year, I have a police report where he came home and my new friend John was there, and Matt just flipped out, just started going crazy. He threatened to throw John off the deck. He threatened all of these things. And so I immediately called the police, and the police stood there while Matt moved out.
Mr. Terry, you have a problem with your wife having a new male friend?
No, not at all.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Matthew Terry says ex-wife Kelly Terry purposely cut him with broken glass during an argument in their home.
So you want to tell me your version of what happened on the 2nd?
Yeah, I came home from work, and she'd called me maybe 20 times on my cell phone while I was at work in meetings, such things. And when I got home, I told her, you can't call me like 20 times a day. I was in meetings and she said, you better respond to me. And so I went downstairs, and she chased me all over the house, just badgering me the whole time. I went to make a phone call to the sheriffs, and she kept pulling the wire out of the house.
Was her boyfriend there?
No.
So the boyfriend wasn't there?
No.
This had nothing to do with the boyfriend?
No, he wasn't there.
So he wasn't there when the altercation took place? Well, it's interesting because she called the police. And the call that she made to the police says, called the RP and told her that if he ever sees her with her new boyfriend, that he's going to kill him, and also told her that he's going to steal her boat. RP would like an emergency restraining order against the subject. Why?
I don't know anything about that.
You don't?
No.
Okay.
There was no restraining order.
He lived in the house up until that day. And the police were there as he was packing his stuff and leaving. And he did make a comment to John. We were outside, you know, I just wanted him to just go. And he walked by the sliding glass door and said in front of the police, I hope you're clean because I'm calling Child Protective Services to John. I hope your record's clean. And after that, and that's where the counterclaim comes in. This is the second time in my life I've ever been to court. The only other time was divorce court. And the judge commended us on having the most friendly divorce that he had ever seen. And we've been friends, great friends. We're just not good married.
You weren't good living in the same place either.
We were for a long time. A long time we were, until I decided to move on with my life. And that's the problem that he had, is that I guess because I married him, I'm never entitled to be happy. I don't love him like that, you know. He lives in an RV. He parks it in front of my driveway, in the street, in a cul-de-sac. He'll leave it there for 3 days. He'll start fights with the neighbors, and all of this has been since August of this year.
Why, Mr. Terry?
The last time I brought the RV up, she told me to bring it and bring the kids to the dental appointments, and also Kenny, my 8-year-old, has a heart condition. He has to go to echocardiogram. So I brought the vehicle up. She knew that's the only vehicle I drive. I parked it in her driveway.
Yeah.
Plugged into her electricity.
Right. But she said you left it there 3 days.
I was there for 3 days with it.
Did she ask you to move it?
On the third day, after I asked her what was happening with Kenny, Kenny told me that a friend of hers had choked him and thrown him down. And once I brought that up to her attention, it put her off, and she called the sheriffs.
That's not true. I have 2 teenage kids that go to high school, and so my house usually has about 9 or 10 high school kids in it.
Listen, you don't have to hear it.
Yeah.
She wants you to leave her alone. Where do you usually keep your RV?
I live in resorts.
Keep it there. Just keep it out of her driveway.
Yes.
All right, Ms. Terry, I'm not entertaining your counterclaim for harassment right now or ever. I think that things have happened, and he's just got to get over the fact that you're moving on. Moving up, moving on, moving out. You're absolutely entitled to do that. Hopefully, and I want you to pray every night that he meets a nice young lady, because that's the way that he's going to move on. He's going to move on. He's going to take you off his plate and put somebody else on his plate. Go looking for somebody. Go to Match.com. Go someplace. Go someplace, Mr. Terry. You'll find somebody who absolutely adores you.
I'm not after her at all.
Good.
My whole thing since the divorce was to take care of the children. That's my main thing.
Listen to me.
I raised them.
Listen to me. My sense is that you both are trying to be reasonable parents.
Yes.
You're just frustrating your children in the process. And if you have occasional spats, that's unfortunate, but it's not unexpected. You're going to have occasional spats. If you didn't fight, then you would still be living together. But, Mr. Terry, there is no way that I'm awarding you $5,000 and taking that out of the mouths of your children. That's just not going to happen. You are, however, entitled to reimbursement for the 3 days that you were out of work as a result of your former wife's actions. That's $900. Did you have any unreimbursed medical bills?
Yes.
What were the unreimbursed medical bills? Unreimbursed.
I have to pay back the insurance company, Pfizer
What insurance company?
Pfizer Health, Benesite, for anything that I recover that they paid for out in medical bills.
Listen to me. If what you're telling me is that your insurance covered the medical bills,
Yes.
that's what you're supposed to tell me.
Yes, they covered $300. I have a $200 deductible, and I have to reimburse them for any...
I understood what you just said to me, sir. And I think that you're a very smart man, a little passive-aggressive, but a smart man. So is what you're telling me that you had to pay $200 because that's your deductible. Let me see the check for $200.
I don't have a check.
Well, did you pay it?
I paid $110 of it.
Show
I owe
me.
$94. I don't have it.
Well, that's too bad. So your wife owes you $900. That's your wages for the 3 days you were out of work. Mr. Terry, put your hand down. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $900. That's all.
Eric Kim claims former friend Patricia Davis owes for car rental fees and the cost to repair her computer. Eric claims Patricia used him.
Mr. Kim, how did you meet the defendant?
I met her over the internet, over a dating service, Match.com.
And when was your first face-to-face meeting?
We exchanged phone numbers and talked, and then she needed some computer services, and I had my own computer business, so we met a couple weeks after that.
Where?
At her house.
But you were going there really for social reasons. Is that right, sir?
Social and professional.
Social.
Well,
Don't listen,
yes.
Mr. Kim.
Yes.
Let's understand each other. I read your complaint very carefully.
Okay.
Your complaint alleges the following, sir. That she owes you for computer services that she agreed to pay you for. More importantly, according to you, she sort of conned you into renting a car for her for a day, and she kept the car for a couple of weeks, and you want her to pay the cost of the car. Ms. Davis says that you were a very generous fellow, you fixed her computer because you were a nice guy and you were interested in her, and you rented her a car, right?
I didn't take advantage of him. No.
Listen, when you have a legitimate case, don't muck it up with nonsense.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you,
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Kim? You didn't meet her online because she was looking for a repairman.
No, she wasn't.
You met her online through a dating service because you were looking for a date.
Yes, ma'am.
That's not the way you get your business, right?
Nope.
So you went to her house, Mr. Kim, for the purpose of meeting her in person.
True.
Now, you knocked at the door, you rang the bell, and she answered the door, and you went, aha. Right?
Yes, I did.
And you went inside, and what happened when you went inside, Mr. Kim?
I looked around, and she had a very nice place.
Good. Did you have a meal? Did she offer you a drink? Did she offer you a cup of coffee? Did you go out? What did you do?
We just talked, and she mentioned that she saw...
You were talking. Miss Davis, are you accustomed to inviting people over to your house that you meet on the internet? Don't you know that that's dangerous, madam?
No,
Is not an answer.
I don't usually. I usually do not invite people over to my home.
Well, why did you invite Mr. Kim?
Well, we had chatted online several times and talked on the phone several times before we finally connected, and I felt it was safe. He told me he had a computer business. I did do a search online, and I did see his business online, so it wasn't like I was inviting some axe murderer over to my house.
Well, you don't know that. He may have been an axe murderer with a computer business.
Could have been.
Don't speak. Did you go out or did he stay in your house?
He stayed in my house.
For how long?
Probably about 2 hours.
What were you doing in the house for 2 hours?
He was fixing my computer and then hooking up my wireless.
Did you ever see him again?
The second time when he rented me the car.
When did he come to your house and fix the computer?
What date was it? January? I don't even know.
November.
November.
Mr. Kim, what date did you go to her house?
November 5th, 2005.
Okay. Now, she said you were there for a couple of hours. You worked on her computer. When you left, Mr. Kim, can I see a copy of the bill you left her for the repairs of her computer? Thank you. This is dated December 15th, sir.
Well,
I asked you, listen to my question.
Yes, ma'am.
My question was a very specific one, Mr. Kim.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to see a copy of the bill you left for Miss Davis on November the 5th. And the answer is, Mr. Kim, you did not leave her a bill.
That's true.
You generated a bill on December 15th, right?
Right.
Was that before or after you rented a car for her?
That was before.
When did you rent the car for her?
November 9th through the 17th.
Listen to my question very carefully, Mr. Kim. I said to you, did you generate this bill before or after you rented the car for her?
It's after.
Right. So between the time you fixed this computer allegedly for money and the time you rented the car for her, you did not generate a bill.
No, ma'am.
How long have you been in the computer business, Mr. Kim?
About 5 or 6 years.
When you fix a computer, sir, do you generate a bill within the first day, 2 days, 3 days?
Right after I finished the job.
Right. Okay. So now, Mr. Kim, I'm giving you back this bill.
Okay.
Is this a friend of yours, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
He's going to tell you what you can do with it.
Okay.
So let's just forget about the computer part of it, with what I consider the potential legitimate case that we have here, which is the fact that Miss Davis took advantage of your generosity when you offered to rent a car for her for a day. Now, how did this car business come about, Mr. Kim?
She explained that she needed a car to see a friend of hers in Oakland, and I said that I would rent it for her.
Why?
Because her credit was bad.
She told you that?
Yes.
I didn't say my credit was bad. My credit cards were maxed out.
Okay, who's in Oakland?
My ex-boyfriend.
Was he an ex-boyfriend then?
Yes.
So what were you going to visit him for?
He had surgery on his ankle.
This isn't the ex-boyfriend,
No.
is it? Who is this?
Thomas Greenwood. He's my friend. He's my... He
has a car.
Yeah. He was a witness to...
They didn't catch it, but I caught that one.
Listen to me. She called and said she needed a car for a day, so you agreed to rent a car for her for a day. What happened, Mr. Kim?
She promised that she would return it, paying for the amount for the rent the next day, and that was what we agreed upon.
What date did you go to Oakland?
The 8th or the 9th of November.
So what happened?
I went there and I saw my friend, and I stayed there for a couple days, and then I came back to my house, and then back to the Bay Area again a few more times. And then all of a sudden, the police show up at my house. And I was in bed asleep, and they, I didn't lock my door because I live in a nice neighborhood. I didn't think I had anything to worry about. And I hear this, when I'm 12, all those CB radios and stuff. And I wake up, and they have, guns drawn on me. And I said, what's going on? They're all, we're here for the stolen car. I said, stolen car? There's no stolen car. And they said, well, we have a report that there's a stolen car here.
Mr. Kim, how many times did you try to reach her between the 8th of November and what day, the 16th?
Yes, at least 4 times a day.
Did you leave any messages?
The message box was full.
What do you do for a living, Miss Davis?
I'm a receptionist for a doctor's office.
For how long?
6 years.
Same doctor?
Same doctor.
What kind of doctor is it?
Podiatrist.
You have any children?
1.
Where's that child live?
Half the time with me and the other half with her father.
Okay. Now you can stand up. Who are you?
I'm her friend. I guess I get to handle the axe murderers.
How long have you known the defendant?
About 7 years.
Have you ever met Mr. Kim?
Yes, I have.
When?
The day that he came over to do the repairs on the computer.
Tell me about that meeting.
It was formal. I tried to stay away from them. He was working on the computer. I was just there to, lend support. I was over visiting my friend.
So she wasn't there alone?
Correct.
When Mr. Kim came over?
Yes.
Very nice. So what do you know about this car, sir?
Only that they agreed to...
Don't tell me what they agreed, sir, unless you were there when the agreement was made.
Well, they talked about renting the car at that point.
They did?
Yes.
Tell me what you heard.
I don't recall who brought it up. I just, the fact that she didn't have a vehicle and that they had problems, getting a hold of each other. He was offering and she was, lending it to be known that,
Sit down. Why would people come on national television to make a fool of themselves? You don't want to say anything, do you?
No, ma'am.
Perfect.
I could.
Can I say something?
Shh. You see, Miss Davis, when you come to court, you have to file papers. Paper that you filed was an answer. In order to be a good witness, you have to remember what you file in an answer. Do you understand?
Correct.
And you have to be very careful because the judge is usually smarter than you are.
Right.
In this case, it's a no-brainer.
Right.
So, in this case, what you said was, I was having trouble getting around, and he volunteered to let me have a car, and he volunteered to rent it for me, so it would be easy for me to get around. So that when I said to you specifically, very quickly, so that you didn't have time to think, who was in Oakland? Because that you didn't mention in your answer.
No.
No. He mentioned it in his complaint. He said you had somebody that you had to see in Oakland that you needed to rent a car for a day.
But I have guys help me out all the time. I've had a guy buy me a BMW before.
Well, you must know how to do something right, Miss Davis. Nobody ever bought me a BMW. How much was the car?
$11.77 and 45 cents.
Now, Mr. Kim, you picked somebody that you hardly knew, right?
Yes.
That told you that she had maxed out credit cards, or according to bad credit, whichever one. You're a businessman. You're a businessman. I mean, maybe you thought you were going to get some of the benefits of the BMW guy, but that doesn't mean that you lay out the credit card first, sir. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1177.45. That's all.
22-year-old Chris Hopkins is suing his former friend, 22-year-old Corey Ferris, for veterinary bills. Chris claims Corey got his dog drunk during a party.
Bird, what kind of cases do I hate?
You hate cases where people are drunk,
Yes.
but they look nice.
Well, they're at least dressed. They put on ties. They're neat drunks. But they're college students. Is that right?
That's right, Your Honor.
Yes.
I have a couple of questions before I get into this dumb drunk case. What school do you go to?
University of Georgia.
And what year are you in?
I'm about to graduate in the fall.
You know what the tuition is?
I think it's about $3,000 a year.
Do you live on campus?
I do not live on campus. I live just off campus in a house.
And rent on the house for you, your share.
$650 a month.
Take your hands out of your pockets. How old are you?
I'm 22 years old.
Okay. Do you go to school full time?
I do.
Do you work?
I do.
What kind of work do you do?
I work for Miller Brewing Company.
And how much did you earn last year?
Approximately $7,000 last year.
Okay. So pocket money.
Yes.
And who's footing the bill for this tuition?
My father.
Now, you, Mr. Ferris.
Yes.
You have about the same expenses, sir?
Maybe a little less, but pretty much. Except for I don't pay tuition, I have a scholarship.
Okay. Do you work?
It's
not an answer.
Didn't work, I just graduated in May.
Okay, so who supported you while you were going to college?
Well, mostly my dad.
Good. Now, according to your complaint, Mr. Hopkins, you were having a party at your house.
That's correct, Your
At
Honor.
your rental house.
No, it's owned.
By whom?
By me.
You own the house.
That's correct.
Where you live.
That's right.
Good. How did you save up enough money to buy this house?
My grandmother left me money, Your Honor.
So you took your grandmother's money.
That's
Let me
correct.
understand something. You took your
And I
grandmother's...
invested it.
Listen to me. You took your grandmother's money and you invested in a house.
That's right.
Where you charge rent to other people.
That's correct.
And you have parties where there's a lot of drinking.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, according to your complaint, Mr. Hopkins, you had one of those wild parties where everybody was drinking, and you have a dog.
Right.
And it is your complaint that Mr. Ferris fed your dog alcohol, as a result of which your dog got sick. And in addition, after your dog got sick, and because Mr. Ferris and others had thrown their glass beer bottles in the yard, there was broken glass, and your dog also got glass in his paw, and you had a vet bill of almost $1,000 between the dog being inebriated and the paw that had to be cleaned up and stitched.
Almost perfectly correct.
It's close enough for your purposes, sir. Now, the first thing that you said that's irritating me is that your father spends a lot of money for school for you, and this drunk business always struck me as being stupid, even when my own children were involved in it when they were in college. I always resented paying for a 4-year party. But what really irritates me about you, Mr. Hopkins, is that I'm sure that your grandmother was somebody who saved her money and was very careful with her money.
Yes, Your Honor.
And when she left you that money, I'm sure what she wanted you to do was to be careful, cautious, and respectful of this little legacy that she left you. And you bought a house and proceeded to throw parties and probably trash it.
That's not correct, Your Honor.
Well, how many college kids live in your house, sir?
2. Myself and one other.
And how many parties did he have last year, Mr. Ferris, at his house?
Countless.
Countless. Got it. So that's my problem with you.
We have very clean parties, Your Honor.
What?
We have very clean parties, Your Honor. We're responsible.
Mr. Hopkins, don't play with me.
I'm not playing with you.
Good. If you're not playing with me, then don't talk to me unless I'm talking to you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now we'll get to you, Mr. Ferris, because you acknowledge in your answer, ply the dog with alcohol. You're going to tell me why, because Bert is really interested to know why you would give a dog alcohol.
Well, I didn't give it to him at first. I was drinking it out of one of those Dixie cups and it was sitting on the floor next to my chair. And the dog came up and started drinking it himself. So I figured, you know, this dog is clearly an alcoholic. So I fed him maybe 10 ounces of beer.
Okay.
Could not have gotten him drunk. It was
Listen to me,
very
Mr.
small
Ferris.
amount.
Put your hand down. I didn't ask you anything. Mr. Ferris, your defense, as far as I can understand it, sir, is that you gave the dog alcohol, but not more than, according to your answer, 12 ounces of alcohol, which could not have made this dog drunk. Being a veterinarian, I don't think you can make that judgment. But your defense really is that there were other people also giving the dog alcohol, so if the dog got sick, it was a cumulative effect, therefore you should not be responsible. That is your defense, is that right?
Not only that, but I don't see why I should be responsible, period, because, especially for the dog cutting his foot, I don't see how that has anything to do with me.
I'm talking to you about alcohol, sir.
All right.
And I have other important cases to do today other than drunk cases, which I don't like to begin with. So I'm going to give you a quick analogy. Let's say on a Saturday night late, you're walking in the street and you're walking alone, and a group of 3 thugs come up and surround you and demand your wallet. The 3 of them then take out knives and start to stab you, and you are critically injured. The police catch one of them. The other 2 get away. Put your hand down. If the perpetrator said, I wasn't the only one to stab him, and therefore you can't charge me with stabbing him critically because there were 2 other people involved. Do you know what the justice system says to you?
What if the guy testified against the other 2 and they gave him a lesser...
Listen to me. Don't change my fact pattern, sir.
All right.
This is my party. This is my playpen. The fact that you were dumb enough to feed this dog alcohol, causing the dog to get sick, makes you totally and completely responsible. And if there were other morons like you at the party, sue them. You're free to do that. You're even free to bring those people before me, sir.
Okay.
I can deal with them. As far as you're concerned, you're the donkey, and the tail is on you. You fed him alcohol. You're responsible. Now, what were your medical bills?
$967.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $967. Do me a favor, no more drunk cases today.
Maria Prieto claims her son's former friend, James Alfter, started a fire in her home while trying to grow marijuana.
Ms. Prieto, you rented a house to the defendant.
That's correct.
And it is your claim that he is responsible for a fire in your home that resulted in damage. Some of the damage was covered by insurance, but a great deal of it was not covered by insurance, and you want him to pay the balance.
That's correct.
Your out-of-pocket expenses. Mr. Alfter?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the way you pronounce your name?
Yes, ma'am.
You look petrified. Are you scared of me?
No.
You should be.
Yeah, a little bit.
Mr. Alfter says that your homeowner's insurance should have covered whatever losses there were. He wasn't doing anything wrong, and it was just an accident. That's your defense.
Yes.
Your Honor, I disagree.
Just. How old are you, sir?
20.
When did you move out of your home?
I've been on my own since I was about 18.
And how have you been taking care of yourself?
I work.
For whom?
Family business.
What kind of business?
Construction. Do concrete work.
Whose business is it?
It's my grandfather's.
Who else works there?
The crew, my dad, my brothers.
So it's a big business?
Yeah.
It's a lucrative business?
Yeah.
How much? Yes, try yes.
Yes.
How much do you get paid?
$30 an hour.
And you work 7 days a week, 6 days a week, 5 days a week?
40-hour weeks.
So you've got money in the bank?
I'm all right.
What?
I said I'm all right. Yes.
You have a car?
Yes.
Shape? Do you work out?
Yes.
You work out at home or in a gym?
The gym.
You have a gym membership?
Yes.
I ask you all these questions, sir, because I'm trying to find out a little bit about you. Because this complaint says, Mr. Alfter, that the fire that started in Miss Prieto's house, on what date?
September the 12th.
On what date did he move into the house?
He moved in July 1st.
Was started because in your bedroom, right?
In the master bedroom, correct.
People usually sleep in the master bedroom, right?
Yes.
How many bedrooms were there in the house?
5.
How many people were living in the house?
Just 2.
You and who else?
Me and my roommate.
Male or female?
Male.
So that those were 2 bedrooms. You don't spend the night with your roommate, right? You each have your own bedroom, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
But I guess you didn't want you or your roommate to get the master bedrooms, because then it would be unequal, so that you each stayed in other bedrooms.
Yes.
And you were using your master bedroom to grow marijuana. You actually hadn't brought in the plants yet, according to the complaint and the answer, but it was all set up with a whole bunch of lights, right?
Yes, there's equipment.
I mean, you weren't planning on shooting a film in there, were you?
No.
You were going to grow marijuana.
Yes.
What were you going to do with it when you grew it?
Well, I have anxiety, and I was going to try to get my card, cannabis card.
You have anxiety?
Yeah.
You ain't seen nothing yet. Your parents are alive?
Yes.
Did they know you were coming here today?
Yes.
Did they know that 10 million people were going to be watching you today?
Yes.
Did they offer you any warning, sir?
Yes.
And I know that it's not relevant to the case, but I, because I am a mother, would like to know what your parents said to you.
They told me I better learn my lesson.
Both of them?
Yes.
Sounds like my kind of people. Who do you expect to pay for these damages that weren't covered by Miss Prieto's insurance as a result of your lunacy in trying to start a marijuana farm in her house?
Myself.
Right. So why didn't you just pay her, sir? Why did you force her to come here? You know, I mean, I know that she looks lovely and she appears to be a very nice lady, but why didn't you just say, I'm really sorry, I acted like an idiot, I'm 20 years old, I'm not fully grown up yet, you know, just help me out here. It'll never happen again. I'm going to cut my hair so I can see, you know, all of those things.
The sum, that amount that she wanted was pretty high. I thought the insurance would have covered it, but I was going to pay the deductible.
Yeah, but the insurance company didn't, for instance, pay for all the landscaping around the house that was singed.
But when I moved in the house, the land or the landscaping wasn't too caught up.
May not have been too caught up. What about the fact that you didn't have the use of her house for a while?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah, no, that's my fault.
So who should pay for that?
Myself.
Yes, ma'am. Can I see the bills, please?
Sure.
Oh.
And I have pictures also.
Should have listened to your parents, Mr. After. Father's a pretty tough guy?
Yeah.
Are you using your real name today, sir?
Yes.
Is your father's last name the same as yours?
Yes.
Look what you did to her house. Bird, look what he did to her house. You planned on smoking an awful lot of weed, sir, for your anxiety. Why don't you go to a therapist?
I don't know.
Well, I would try a therapist before I would start farming again. Who helped you with all this, sir?
I did it myself.
What about your roommate?
No, well, he helped a little bit.
Was he going to be your partner?
No.
What does he do for a living?
He works.
For whom?
He does construction, too.
For your father?
No. No.
Your Honor, can I say something?
Please.
Okay, as far as all that equipment he purchased, and it was worth over supposedly $6 grand, and he didn't have money to pay the rent. So he had money to go out there and buy all that, plus, you know, start his little lab thing. But on the other hand, he's making $30 an hour, and he could have just stepped up to the plate and said, I'm going to pay you. Even payments. I said, can you make payments? And he's like, yeah, I will. Never followed through.
He's very anxious because he's not smart. And unless he gets smarter, he's going to remain anxious. Mm-hmm. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. Say sorry.
Sorry.
Not to me.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000, that's all.
17 Love says fellow schoolmate, 17-year-old Alex Kinsel, damaged her car when he jumped through the sunroof. Tiffany says Alex was attempting to assault her boyfriend.
Are you Miss Janikowski?
Yes, ma'am.
And this is your son?
Yes.
Whose name is?
Alex Kinsel.
Alex?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Good. Did you give him a good poke?
Yes, I did.
Perfect. I saw that. It was subtle, but he got it. I'm impressed. Alex.
Yes, ma'am.
I do want you to understand that this is going to be an unpleasant morning for you.
Okay.
Your mother is aware of that, but I'm sure that lately you've had a couple of unpleasant moments with your mother, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You weren't there?
No, ma'am.
And you weren't there?
No, ma'am.
So why don't you have a seat? You're just the question really of liability, and in your case, a question of ownership of the car that was allegedly damaged by Alex.
Yes, ma'am.
When he decided to assault your boyfriend.
Yes, ma'am.
This young man, yes. I assume?
Yes.
The only problem was your boyfriend was sitting in your car.
Yes.
And your car had a sunroof.
Yes.
So Alex, in order to get to
Tyler,
climbed up on the...
I jumped into the sunroof. I didn't climb.
Jumped from the pavement.
Yes.
Into the sunroof.
Yes, ma'am.
Sort of like Spider-Man. Faster than a speeding bullet, right? Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound.
You're kind of mixing out heroes, but that's it.
That's one of them.
Yeah,
Superman.
yeah.
Spider-Man. So you were able to do that, right?
Yes, ma'am. When you're mad and the adrenaline's rushing, sometimes you do things you don't expect you can do.
So now you want him to pay for the damage that he allegedly caused to your car. right? Alex says through his mother that he's very sorry for assaulting Tyler, which he freely admitted in juvenile court, and he was placed on probation.
Yes.
So he's paying for that crime, and he's sorry he did that, but he didn't damage the car.
No, ma'am.
Because, like Superman, he was able to bound from the sidewalk through the sunroof to get to Tyler without ever touching the car. Right? So now, Alex, what?
I'm sorry.
What?
I'm just picturing it.
I want you to, I tried to draw a word picture to you to get you interested in what's going on.
I'm very interested.
Good. So, why don't you tell me why you decided to assault Tyler?
Almost a year ago, my friend Kevin was killed, Kevin Farrell. And it was due to the fact that Tyler had robbed someone and placed the blame on Kevin.
A year before this happened,
Yes, ma'am.
who killed your friend?
Lee.
Was he ever apprehended for this murder?
He was apprehended and he got criminal confinement and is still in courts right now, I believe.
Or was he convicted?
Of criminal confinement.
Of criminal confinement? What is criminal confinement? I never heard of that.
When they hold them against their will in a car with weapons.
You know these people?
Unfortunately, yes.
What are they, all these gang people?
No.
Just criminals?
Yes.
Oh, you're terrific. Okay, so according to you, he's responsible for your friend's murder.
Yeah, if it wasn't for him, my friend would still be alive right here now.
Okay, so that's why you were angry with him.
Yes.
Is that why you assaulted him?
That's one of the reasons. They also provoked me
How did they provoke you?
by flicking me off, saying stuff, parking right next to my car the day it happened.
You mean the day that this assault happened?
Yes.
So they parked next to your car. She parked next to your car?
Yes, and she told me that Tyler had hit her that day, and that angered me as well. And he's supposed to be out of school 10 minutes earlier than all the other students, so he's actually trespassing.
Step up here. Why is he supposed to be out 10 minutes earlier?
Because there's so many people after him for the reason what he did.
You have a special schedule at school, Tyler?
Yes, ma'am. For safety precautions, I leave 10 minutes early at the end of the day, and I come 10 minutes late every morning.
And he did not do that. So if he
So
would
for all of
rules,
those reasons, you decided that you were going to assault him?
Yes.
Ma'am, a couple of weeks earlier, he had spit in my face at school also before all this had happened and
Did you
got in
do that?
trouble.
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
It's his fault my friend's dead.
No.
Okay, so if you assaulted him a week or two before, why are you complaining about being flipped off?
It just angers me.
Are you seeing a psychiatrist?
No.
Do you think you should?
No, ma'am.
You should. He should be seeing a psychiatrist regularly. You understand that? You don't believe that? Step up with him, please. He should be in therapy. Intensive
I don't believe
therapy.
so, because once a person's been harassed off and on, a human being can only take so much.
Listen to
and
me.
He was at his breaking
Listen to me.
point.
Did you know that he spit in his face 2 weeks before?
No, I did not.
You see, somebody who's being harassed is usually frightened. So they stay away from the people who are harassing them or threatening them. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do, but when they go to the same high school...
He is the aggressor. When he assaults him, he becomes the aggressor.
I understand.
And that has nothing to do with harassment. He told me that he spit at him 2 weeks before because he believes he's responsible for his friend's murder. Do you understand?
Yes, I do, but Tyler had also off and on since the incident has been harassing Alex.
Listen to me. I'm giving you a friendly word of advice from someone who has been in the juvenile justice system now for almost 30 years.
I know that.
If you don't get him involved in therapy, you're going to be visiting him every other Sunday, and you're going to have to go through a metal detector to do it. I want you to trust me on this. And if you don't, when you look back at your portfolio of photographs of this time in his life, 20 years from now, you're going to say, you know, wouldn't have hurt if I had him talk to somebody and get out all this anger.
Yes, ma'am.
Because his anger has to do with some event that happened a year ago that he hasn't been able to get over. Can I see pictures of the car, please? I see a lot of damage to this car, Alex.
Yes.
Damage to this car that would suggest to me that you were not able to leap over and get onto the sunroof as you indicated you did.
Your Honor, I did not damage the car. I have a witness that was right there and saw the whole thing.
I'm prepared to hear the witness. You may have a seat. Step up.
And she had also...
Shh. Tell me your name.
Vicki Nofel.
Miss Nofel, this happened at the school. What were you doing at the school?
I was picking up my daughter after school. My car was parked in front of the car that it involved in the
Tell me
incident.
exactly what you saw.
He didn't actually climb on the car. He held onto where the door is and was in the sunroof. There was no hitting, kicking of the vehicle, and there had been damage to the car before.
How do you know that, my dear?
Well, my daughter goes to that school also.
Yes.
And Tiffany had stated to her that she had hit a deer and it had damaged the side of her car.
These are footprints. Deer don't have feet. And I cannot imagine, madam.
I understand.
I cannot imagine the kind of assault that he pled guilty to occurred without his feet touching the car if he's in the sunroof. Could you imagine that? It just doesn't make sense. It defies credulity that he can assault somebody with his fists while poised on top of a car, unless this is a toy car. Is it a toy car?
No, no.
Without his feet hitting the car. You understand that?
I understand.
Good. Now you can sit down.
Excuse me, Judge Judy.
Yes.
We do have a police report, and there's no mention of any damages in the police report.
I'd like to see the police report. This only has to do with the damage to this young man.
Well, I assume that it should have been in there.
No, it does refer to another number that you didn't get. Can I see an estimate, please, on the car? What year car is this?
A 97.
97 what?
Toyota Avalon.
Did you have it fixed?
We don't have the money to fix it.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes.
In court on March 26, 2005, with the juvenile hearing for the attack, Mrs. Borloff was asked if she had any estimates for the damages, and she had said no, she did not, that she just had the car fixed, and she wanted to be reimbursed.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now you can step up. Nope.
And she said she had it fixed by Peterson's Garage in Michigan City.
Is that right? I mean, that's easy for me to call.
She's lying, Judge.
No,
She
I
did
brought
state
that
that.
estimate with me.
She did not have that estimate that day in court.
Are you telling me now that you did not have the car fixed?
No, ma'am.
Then why would she state that she did?
You have a copy of those minutes?
I asked for them at our court.
Do you have a copy of the
No,
minutes?
ma'am, I don't.
Oh, okay.
They said they were not available, otherwise I would have had them.
Okay. Whether she had the car fixed or she has the estimate, your son's got to pay for the damage. Stop making excuses for him.
I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to state the facts.
First, you tell me that your son caused no damage, because that's what he told you.
Yes,
and you
ma'am.
brought a witness to tell me that Superman didn't cause any damage when he assaulted Tyler. Then you tell me that it's well because she already had the car fixed, and all she wanted to do was be reimbursed. I'm telling you that you better start thinking about accepting total
I
responsibility
understand that.
for his bad behavior.
But he told
should
me
not.
there was no damages, so.
Well,
Your Honor,
what?
there were tons of people around the car. How I'm not on the side of the car or nothing, you know. I jump into the sunroof. I'm
Too
not
bad.
kicking the
Listen
car.
to me, Alex.
Yes.
Sometimes life isn't fair, my dear, and sometimes stand up on your own 2 feet and take your hands off the table. Sometimes the justice system is not as fair as you would like it to be if you're a criminal.
17-year-old Tiffany Borlov says fellow schoolmate 17-year-old Alex Kinsel damaged her car when he jumped through the sunroof. Tiffany says Alex was attempting to assault her boyfriend.
When you're a criminal and you commit certain acts of vandalism and you say, well, I did that, but I didn't do that. Courts are going to say, listen, I don't have time to figure this out. You jumped up on her car. Common sense suggests that when you jump up on a car and you assault somebody to the extent that you plead guilty to an assault, so it's a serious assault, and according to you, my adrenaline was flowing so that you're able to do things. That's what you told me. So I was able to do things. You never know what your strength is. I don't have to say to myself, well, maybe a deer caused one of these dents, and maybe you caused one of these dents. It's your fault. You're responsible. I can't find the deer. You're it. You got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,700. That's all.
Wayne Otis claims website owner Jamila Donaldson posted his picture on her website.
Mr. Otis, it is your claim that the defendant who runs a website embarrassed you on her website, and you want to be compensated.
Yes.
Ms. Donaldson said that, well, she didn't really embarrass you on the website. She's going to explain to me what the website is all about, but she said whether or not you were embarrassed, she is protected by the Constitution of the United States. That's your defense.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about this website.
But you want to know what happened that day, or how did I get to the website?
Well, why don't, if you don't really understand it, I'll let Ms. Donaldson explain the website to me.
Okay. The website is called hotghettomess.com. Hotghettomess.com.
And what is its function?
Well, I started about 1.5 years ago, and the function was I was sort of looking at the images that were coming out of largely the African-American community, and I felt like we were bombarded with these negative images, you know, this glamorization of thug life and thug living, the degradation of women, and just this obsession with all that is low and ghetto. So I thought that I would do the website as sort of a social commentary to say that this is not what we're supposed to be doing. We should not be promulgating these images.
Sounds like a laudable goal.
Yes, thank you. And so the website basically consists of people sending in pictures. And what I do is try to take a lot of images and put them in a context. I think we, in the media, and especially the young people with the videos and the movies, we see these images all the time, but no one puts into context and says, this is not good. This is not
give me
positive.
an example.
I don't have anyone. Oh, well, yes. Okay, here's one.
All right, let me see it.
But I'll also say that in addition to showing hot ghetto mess, I counter that with not ghetto and images that we should strive to be more like. And I'm sorry, Mr. Bird. Here's some of the not ghetto. I sort of counter and try to give a balance. And I also have lyrics on there, lyrics that are being put out, and I contrast positive and negative lyrics. I do movies.
I got it. Just a second.
I'm sorry, I also have a mission statement.
Just a second.
Okay.
Just a second. I don't want to read your mission statement.
Okay, it's just posted on the website so people know what I'm doing.
Okay. It's really a positive message that you're trying to present by showing good examples of behavior, bad examples of behavior, good examples of images, bad examples of images. You don't select the pictures, with the exception of the fact that people send in pictures to you and you put them on the website and say, you're free to comment.
Right.
And somebody sent you in his picture.
Yes, ma'am.
Where did they get the picture from?
It was this online site we have in school. I'm a college student, and it's called Facebook. What it is, it's like a directory of students that go to various colleges.
So you sat for a photograph or submitted a photograph to this book, and from that book, somebody took out the picture and sent it to the defendant.
Yes.
So let me see your page that you're complaining about.
This right here is the profile of myself, and these right here are like the categories, like the people that were centered around mine. So I don't see anything positive around
Well,
those.
let me just see what yours is.
Okay. And it's a little log up there where they get to comment about the pictures.
So she posted this photograph,
Yes.
right? Well, what are you complaining about?
Because she posted my photograph with her company logo on it as if it was her picture. I don't belong on that picture with those people. I mean, look at the category that I'm in.
What category are you in?
I'm in a category called Playboys.
Mr. Otis,
Yes, ma'am.
isn't a bad picture? It's a very nice likeness, very sexy as a matter of fact. Look like a playboy. What's wrong with that?
I don't like the fact that she also gives them comments. I mean, it's negative comments. No one said anything good.
Well, that's not her fault. Nobody said anything good. But I wouldn't have said anything bad about this picture. If I would have looked at it, I would have said, gee, the handsome guy. Got a sort of a come-hither look. Mr. Otis, I want you to lighten up a little bit, Mr. Otis. I don't think, by the way, Ms. Donaldson, that your First Amendment argument is 100% valid because Mr. Otis is not a public figure. but you don't say anything derogatory about him. Now, let me say that if she posted this picture of you and wrote bank robber, pedophile, something that wasn't true and just nasty, I would mop up the floor with her and give you whatever you wanted, because you are not a public figure and she can't print anything that's not true about you. But once you allow your photograph to be out there as part of a student profile, the internet is something that sort of gobbles up all the information that it can get. It's a sponge. I don't know much about the internet because I don't use that machine myself, but I know that you can find out what kind of microbes live 20,000 leagues under the sea, if anybody wants that information. All you have to do is log in the right whatever. So if once you put your picture out there in public space, and it is in public space if you put it out in a book, it might end up here. So you have to be careful. If this isn't a picture that you particularly liked, you shouldn't have put it in your college profile. Who selected the picture?
I did. I
right.
loved that picture.
Well, if you didn't like the picture and if you thought it presented you in a bad light, then I wouldn't have selected this picture.
But I love that picture.
Good. I'm just saying, I don't think there's anything wrong with this picture. And all she's doing, Miss Donaldson is doing, is saying, what do you think of this picture? Is this the way African-American males want to present themselves? I don't see anything wrong with this picture. Now, somebody may say, I'd rather see him in a cap and gown, you know? I would rather see Colin Powell. I mean, he's got a picture of Colin. But that's somebody's opinion. That's not her opinion necessarily. That's somebody else's opinion. I happen to agree with you. It's a nice picture. A lot of people saw it. Mm-hmm. Your friends, did they say to you, gee, that's a horrible picture that really depicts you in a terrible light?
No one said that.
No. I mean, you're not doing anything untoward in this picture. So my question is?
My basic thing was I sent her an email asking her to remove it. And when I found it, it was October 26th. And even as of this morning, when I was at the hotel, it's still there.
Now, she doesn't have to remove it. Would it be nice if she removed it if it bothers you?
Yes, it would.
Yeah. Now, we've gotten rid of the legal aspect of this case. Now we're getting to what I consider the moral aspect of the case, and since I have other things to do today, I'm going to address that relatively briefly. If Mr. Otis is troubled by this picture, and I guarantee you there are lots of other pictures that are just waiting to be published on your website, why don't you just take it off?
Because I felt like that would be a dangerous precedent. Then everyone would email me and just tell me to take their pictures down.
Well, they might.
Then hotghettomess.com wouldn't exist.
There are people out there who think that dressing inappropriately, calling attention to themselves, negative attention to themselves is the way to go. They're not going to be angry. I guarantee you will get all of the negative examples that you want on your website, because there is no want in this country for stupid people. They're all around us. Touch every third person, you're going to find an idiot. So you don't have to worry that you're not going to have plenty of product. Mr. Otis doesn't want to be used as an example. So when are you going to remove it?
I'll remove it as soon as I get back to my computer.
And I know that with you, that's going to be sometime today.
Yes.
Good. Satisfied?
Not really.
Well, that's too bad. You better get satisfied. That's all. Case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
David Yanez claims fellow clubgoer Travis Pexey vandalized his car with a crowbar. Travis claims David threatened to shoot him.
Mr. Yanez, it is your claim that the defendant, after a night of drinking, are you smiling for a reason?
Oh, no.
Good. Damaged your car, attacked your car. You want him to pay for the damage. Mr. Pexey says that you actually attacked him and ran him over with your car. He was just protecting himself. So why don't you tell me your version of the events? First, when did it happen?
It happened in Saddle Ranch on Saturday, the 13th of February. And what happened was when we were walking, after the club was closed at 2 o'clock, we were walking to the parking lot.
Who's we?
Me and my friend Scott.
So tell me what happened as you were leaving the club.
Okay, so when I was walking towards the car, Travis bumped into me, And when I said, like, you know...
Did you know him before?
No, I didn't know him. That was the first time I ever seen him. He bumped into me, and he just started, like, cussing at me, like, saying, you know, what the F, and this, what's your problem? And I was like, what? And, you know, I'm way bigger than Travis. I was like, man, get out of my face. So then he walked up to me even more aggressive towards me. So when he walked up towards me, I didn't want to hit him. So I grabbed him in a headlock, and I was holding him in a headlock, and then one of his friends were coming up to me. And I was like, you know, it was me by myself at the time because I didn't see my friends there. I was like, man, tell your friend to get back. So when I was holding him...
Are you thirsty already?
Sorry. When I was holding him, I told his friend, get back. You know what I mean? I was like, I don't want to start anything with you guys, get back. So that's when Scott showed up, my witness right here. He showed up, and he's like, come on, man, let's get out of here. So I pushed Travis towards his friend, and that's when the other guy, Andy, came, and he's like, come on, let's go, it's not worth it. So I was like, all right, let's get out of here. So I sat in the back seat, Scott sat on the side next to me, and then Andy was driving. Andy was the driver. And we were parked, like, you know, with the front end facing out of the parking. So when we tried to get out this way, his friend stood in front of the car. So what Andy did is he came back, and then he went that way to try to avoid him, to get away from him. But in the parking lot, you can only go down one way. You know how the on-ramp is at City Walk? So
Do I know? No, but I can sort of imagine you.
All right.
You're explaining it very well.
Okay, so we ended up going in a big circle to come out in the same downward on-ramp where he was still at because his car was like kind of by there. So he comes out, and I guess that's when Scott saw him when he came out, and he threw a crowbar at the car.
Just a second. Did you see him throw the crowbar?
No, I didn't see him.
Your last name, sir?
Lauby.
Mr. Lauby, you were sitting in the front passenger seat?
No, the back driver's seat.
Okay. Who was sitting in the front passenger seat?
David. I was sitting in the back, Your Honor.
Alone?
Yes. Andy was driving and David was shotgun in his car. Because I just jumped in the back and he got in the front.
I don't remember that, really.
Okay. Tell me what you saw.
So when we were coming down the off-ramp, I looked, and out the corner of my eye, I see something being thrown. So I looked, and then I just ducked because the window was right there, and the crowbar hit the back quarter panel of the car. And then that's when we just took off, and then we ended up getting pulled over.
Perfect. Sit down.
Thank you.
What's next?
Okay, so now when we're leaving City Walk and we get down by the metro station, which is across the street from City Walk, we get pulled over by a sheriff. He pulls us over. He takes us out of the car one by one. He starts asking us questions like, do we have weapons or anything like that? And I was like, no, you can search me and my car's clean. You know, he searches everything. What he does, he puts us in 3 separate cop cars. Then he takes me out of the cop car and makes me stand next to my car. And that's when a security vehicle came, I guess, with Travis to identify me, to point me out. So the sheriffs go and they asked us to go back to the substation to write a statement.
And you went back in police cars to write a statement.
And they left my car there. So when we're in the police station, I'm writing my statement. He says, okay, I'm going to believe you. And he lets me go. And Scott was still being asked questions. So I got to leave before him. And I was so worried about my car that I went before anybody else to go get my car. When I'm going down the hill and someone is standing on top of my car, it's Travis. And I recognized him because I knew exactly what he looked like already, and I knew what he was wearing, and I knew what his car looked like. So when I start running towards my car, I see a better view, and he's standing on top of my car with a crowbar hitting the window, bashing the window in. And I go, hey, what are you doing? I start running toward the car. He jumps in the car, and while he's taking off, he says, that's what you get, you know, mother F. And he takes off.
I knew what you meant even before you said it.
So, all right. So, and that's how I knew it was him. So what I did is I jumped right back in the car and I went straight back to the police station and I filed the police report.
Do you have pictures of your car, sir?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see.
These are all the pictures right here. That was taken by the insurance.
Did you have the car fixed?
No, all I could afford was to fix the windows, so I just fixed some of the windows.
All right, Mr. Pexi, let me hear your version of the events, sir. What time had you arrived at the club?
Approximately 1:15, 1:30.
And where had you been prior to 1:15?
Where I live in Santa Clarita.
I don't hear you.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Where I live in Santa Clarita.
You were at your house?
Well, I was picking up these
Listen to me. I have a question, and I don't want you to start thinking and machinating about the answer.
Okay.
You arrive at a club at 1:15 in the morning. My question is a simple one. Where had you been prior to 1:15 in the morning?
Picking up my significant other at the time.
Where had you been prior to picking up your significant other?
Getting ready to go out Saturday night.
At midnight?
At my house.
At midnight.
Yeah, it took the girls actually a really long time to decide where we were going to go.
Mr. Pexy,
Yes, ma'am.
I don't believe, sir, that you got to a club that was going to be closing, or you were going to leave in a half hour at 1:15, 1:30 in the morning when you were out in the parking lot at 2 o'clock. Do you understand what I'm saying, sir?
What?
The girls didn't take that long to get their hair done. Now, had you been at your house, had you been at another club, had you
No.
been out for dinner,
That's actually what I went there for, was to eat dinner.
and you ate dinner in a half hour?
Yeah, we were...
I'm asking you a question.
Yes.
You went to the club and you ate dinner
Yes, ma'am.
in a half hour.
Yes, ma'am. What? I didn't finish.
You didn't what? No, I
Well,
mean, you get to the club, you got to look at a menu.
The club closes...
You got to look at a menu. Then you have to order. Then somebody has to cook it. And all that took place in a half hour, and you were outside in the parking lot at 2 o'clock in the morning. I just want to understand what you're saying to me, sir. So, what did you have for dinner, Mr. Pexy?
Bacon cheeseburger, fries with a side of ranch, and a Grey Goose cranberry with the lime.
And
that
you
I
had
actually
that,
spilled
and
all
you
over
got
my
there
dinner.
at 1:15 in the morning. How many people were you with?
Me, my girlfriend at the time, and my friend Justin and his girlfriend at the time.
So 4 of you.
But I was the only one that was eating.
You mean your other 3 friends were just watching you eat?
No, they went there to drink.
Not you.
I actually don't drink alcohol that much.
Well, that much. I'm glad you mentioned that much, sir, because according to you, you had ordered a Grey Goose and cranberry juice. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, I do have relatively good hearing. Not perfect, but relatively good
Yes,
hearing.
ma'am.
Go ahead, Mr. Pex. You see where we're going, sir? It's not going to be easy. You're going to be glad you took that drink of water. Go ahead.
Well, so we got into Saddle Ranch, and I don't even know if this is relevant, but I don't like eating fast food, so I wanted to eat at a restaurant, a sit-down place, and there's not...
Maybe relevant to your mother, Mr. Pexy. It is irrelevant to me.
So that was one of the only places that was open that late to eat. So we went there to eat and grab a few drinks before heading home. Pretty much I ordered my food at the bar, at the back bar. That's why it didn't take that long, because it was at the bar. It wasn't like I sat down. Oh, sorry. I don't speak fast. I'm not a very...
Get used to it, sir. I have other things to do today.
Sorry.
This is not exactly the Scopes trial.
So, I spilled my drink actually all over my dinner on the way to the table, so I actually didn't really get to eat most of it because it was soaked in my drink. And as I was finishing, they escorted us out of
Finishing what?
my meal. Well,
I thought you couldn't eat your meal because your drink spilled on it.
Well, I mean, I had drove all the way down there for food, so I just salvaged what I could, I guess.
I'm trying to salvage the rest of your case, sir. Could we move on, please?
So they kicked us out at 2, and we were walking to the car. It was raining a little bit, so I gave my sweater that I was wearing to one of the girls because they just had dresses on.
You mean they got all dressed up to go to a place for 45 minutes to watch you eat?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
They're very high maintenance. So.
Go ahead. No, you're high maintenance.
And
They're
so,
not high maintenance. If 3 people are watching one person eat, and they have spent an evening getting ready, because according to you, it takes them a long time to get ready.
Yes, ma'am.
And the entire evening was spent watching you eat a soaked hamburger. They're not high maintenance, sir. You are.
Well, I know I am.
Now let's move on, Mr. Pexy.
So we walked back to the car, which was parked on the opposite side of Saddle Ranch. And my car was backed into the spot that we were parked in. It was in a parking garage. And everyone was getting into the car, and I was the driver because I was sober, because I don't drink.
He drank cranberry.
But I guess you could say I did consume alcohol. So I was getting into my car, with the door was open, and I was facing inward to put on the sweater because it was cold and raining. And
So you took it off the girlfriend?
yes, ma'am, after everyone had gotten into the car.
Move on!
And then as I was putting my sweater on, a person approached me, and, well, actually, like a car, a black BMW pulled up, because I was faced out, pulled up approximately like 2 spots up the garage for me. And I was standing getting my sweater on, and somebody came and tapped me and was like, hey, I need to talk to you. And I looked over my shoulder, and it was a person I had never seen before, and it was Mr. Giannis. And I replied to him like, excuse me, I do not know you. You know, what do you need to talk to me about? And he more aggressively than said, I need to talk to you right now. He might have cursed, but I don't really feel the need to use that language. And then as he did that, he kind of twirled me so that my back was to him, and grabbed me with his left arm around my throat. And my friend in the car thought that he knew me and that he was just kind of like messing with me, like, hey, yo, what's up, how you doing? But it actually turned out that he was trying to choke me out unconscious. And once he figured out that, oh, this guy's not messing with him, he's actually choking him, then my friend got out of the car. And at that time, I was trying to, like, get breath back into my lungs. Mr. Giannis yells at my friend, yo, this is a jack. I'm going to kill this fool if you come near me. And he reaches into his waistline. And I was just kind of like, oh, my God, is he really going to shoot me? So I kind of reached back to where his hand was because he was still choking me. And I reached back, and there wasn't anything there. And so I looked directly at my friend, and I said, hey, he doesn't have a gun. And then he pulled his hand out of his waistline and put it to my head like this. And I was just thinking to myself, like, what? And then I went to spin out because he was still choking me. And as I went to spin out, he, like, grabbed my sweater, and then the sweater got ripped off. And this is the sweater I was wearing. It's, like, all ripped. And as it ripped off, he grabbed me by two hands by my hair, which obviously isn't that hard to grab, and started to proceed to drag me towards the black BMW. And my friend that got out of the car grabbed my sweater.
Fine. All right. Let's move on, please. I got it. I got your picture. What I don't understand, Mr. Pexy, is the following, sir. After this interchange happened between the two of you, irrespective of who I believe, there came a time when you were free and Mr. Giannis was in his car.
Yeah,
Was in his car. And according to you, this brute, who may or may not have had a gun, who assaulted you without provocation, was leaving. Now I want you to tell me, because I read your answer with some interest, what you did next.
After I yanked my head out of his hands.
Oh, your head's out of his hands, he's in his car, and he's moving away.
And like he said, it was in a parking structure, so he had to go down, make a left, and then another left, and come back by my car. And I ran and grabbed a crowbar from my car, and I was going to get his license plate number.
Okay, now that's what I want. That's what I want. So you ran to your car and got a crowbar.
Yes, ma'am.
In what hand were you holding it?
The right one.
And what were you doing with your left hand?
Running.
And you were doing this in order to get his license plate number?
Because he was...
Shh. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
That's what you say in your answer. Now, in what hand were you holding the pencil?
My cell phone, actually.
What hand were you holding the pencil in?
I didn't have a pencil.
And in what hand were you holding a piece of paper in?
I have a, like, type.
See what you're doing with this? See? So what I want to know is, Mr. Pexy, how were you going to get his license plate number with a crowbar?
Well, that
running,
was actually just
running
to protect
with a crowbar.
myself. I actually ran just over to the alley and stopped running. And then as he proceeded to come towards me, and the car swerved at me and ran over my...
How were you going to get
And
his
then-
license plate number, sir, which was your intention?
After he ran my foot over, I wrote his license plate down in my phone.
You have the phone with you?
Yeah. I don't
Show
have
me
the
his
number
license
in.
plate number in
But
your phone.
I don't have it in here, but I could show you, like, things to write.
No. I want you to show me his license plate number that you wrote down in your phone.
I don't have it, actually.
Now, moving on from your taking the crowbar and smashing his car,
Yes, ma'am.
you did not, in fact, go to the hospital that day for your foot, did you?
No, the EMTs came.
My question is,
Oh,
you
no, I
did not
didn't.
go to the hospital about your run-over foot,
Like in an ambulance?
like in an anything,
Oh, no.
like in a car,
Yeah.
anything. You didn't go to the hospital.
No, ma'am.
And he's driving a BMW,
Yeah.
pretty heavy car, to run over your foot.
Yeah, I've got strong bones.
Okay. Now, after he rode over your foot, I want you to tell me what you did to his car.
Well, I just hit it that one time as he ran over my foot. And then I went to fill out police reports and stuff.
Yeah, and so it's your statement that you never went back to his car with the crowbar that you retrieved.
Oh, I didn't. No.
No. And you don't know who did.
No?
Can I see your bill for fixing up your car?
You think I could do that to a car?
It's on there also.
Oh,
There's a
fine,
little
thank
tab
you.
on there.
Not only do I think you could, I know you did.
I weigh like 135
Because,
pounds.
Body, sir, that's why you used a crowbar. If you were a little taller and a little heavier, you could have used your body, could have kicked it, but instead you got a crowbar to take down his license plate number. All right. What year BMW is this?
It's a
sir?
94.
It's a 1994. It's 13 years old. It's not worth $4,700.
That's the damages from what the insurance gave me because the car was considered a total loss, so they wouldn't pay anything for the car. I have to actually fix it myself.
Okay, so you fixed the car.
Yeah, basically.
You fixed the car.
To be
How much
able
did
to
it cost
drive.
you to fix the car, sir?
All I fixed was the windows so far.
And how much did it cost you to fix the windows?
It was about $1,100. I don't have a receipt on me for that one.
Okay. Mr. Yanis, I'm giving you $2,500 to cover the expenses that you incurred in putting in new windows and seeing the best you can do with regard to taking out the dents in the car, which I did see. Mr. Pexi,
Yes, ma'am.
you tell a very, very good story. Not a persuasive story,
Well, I have a police report.
but a very good story. You have a police report made by whom?
West Hollywood Sheriff's Department.
Based on what?
This person that's actually suing me was convicted of a battery, non-desirous of persons, private persons, arrest myself.
They didn't tell me anything about that.
If you'd like to see it, you could check it out.
You mean he was convicted of battery
Yes,
on
ma'am.
you?
Yeah. Oh.
Sir, it may be. You're not suing him for battery.
Oh, I know, but why would I?
You're not suing him for battery.
Why would I
He's
go
suing
after
you
him?
for vandalizing his car.
But why would I go after him if I could have had him arrested for battery? I was kidnapped almost, and oh,
You're going to pay to fix his vandalized car, sir, which there is no question in my mind that you did. There is also no question in my mind that you precipitated this argument in the parking lot that day, not him. Because if you think that I believe this cockamamie story that you told me about getting to the club at 1:15 to have a hamburger while your three friends watched you after dressing for 2.5 hours to go out for an evening, I don't. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Parties are excused. You may step out.
Crystal Padilla claims the father of her child, James Kern, falsely accused her of abuse to Child Protective Services. She is suing for her attorney fees.
Ms. Padilla, this is your ex-husband. You've been divorced since when?
Our divorce was finalized in November of 2004.
And you have one child together?
Yes.
How old is that child?
He's now 5.
I'd like you to keep your voice up, Ms. Padilla, because I have difficulty hearing you. Not because there's anything terribly wrong with my hearing, but I know that you may be a little nervous. You're speaking softly. You have to speak up like me.
No problem.
Great. Make believe you're yelling at him.
Shouldn't be a problem.
Your lawsuit alleges that Mr. Kern filed false allegations against you with Child Protective Services, forcing you to hire an attorney. You want your attorney's fees back and the expenses that you incurred as a result of defending that litigation. Mr. Kern says he had legitimate concerns over his child, and that's why he made the report. Okay? Do you have other children?
One.
How old?
Same age. A little older by a few months.
Who does that child live with?
Her. I didn't know of his existence till long after he was born. It's quite a story.
Well, it's quite a story, but it has an age-old beginning.
They're 6 weeks apart.
Another 10.
And I assume you've done the appropriate DNA testing and everything else? Paternity testing?
Correct.
So that while you were married, you fathered another child. Is that right?
No, it was before I was married. Before her and I got married, her and I were together. She told me she had an abortion, so we never talked again. Me and her got back together. And then after, actually the day my son Cameron was born, I get another phone call from her saying, oh, guess what?
Do you see that child?
No.
So that there are no other siblings in your house?
No.
How many children do you have?
I have 2.
How old are they?
They're 7 and 5.
The 7-year-old is not Mr. Kern's child?
No.
When did you and Mr. Kern separate?
In November of 2002.
So the baby was an infant. Is there any issue as far as custody at that time?
At that time, Mr. Kern left, and Cameron did stay with me. And when we did our divorce papers, we decided to do 50-50 custody. And up until this recent event, we did share 50-50 custody.
When you say 50-50 custody, how did that break down in the week?
We would alternate weeks. 1 week I would have 3 days, he would have 4. The next week I would have 4 days, he would have 3.
So that really required that you live in close proximity to each other.
At the time, I was in Riverside, California, and he was up in Apple Valley, so about an hour away.
So, Mr. Kern, you had your son half the time.
Correct.
But you, I assume, always knew that there would come a time when he went to school and you couldn't have that kind of an arrangement because you can't live an hour away from each other and still do that.
Correct. I offered to put him in private school, and she didn't want that. She lives in Colton.
Just a second. You offered to put him in private school near you.
Correct.
Well, she didn't want him to be at private school
She
near
wanted
you. Shh, Mr. Kern, because that would mean that she would lose her 50% of the custody time.
Negative.
Sure it would, because if he's in private school near you, of necessity, he has to spend 5 days a week at your house. In any event, she said, no, I want to put him in school where I am, right?
Correct.
She wanted the child to go to school in her location. You wanted the child to go to school in your location. And then the trouble began. So, Mr. Kern, why don't you tell me the timeline from there? She brought papers to you to ask you to sign off so that could register the child in school.
Yeah, and that if I didn't agree, she wouldn't let me have my son. She was going to leave in the parking lot right then and there. Actually, it started long before that. My son had lots of marks and bruises on him that were questionable. And every time I'd ask her, you know, how did this happen? It was always the same story. Oh, he got it playing with his brother, or he got it fighting with his brother. One February day, she called me, said, hey, you know, he had a bit of an accident. I don't know if I'm going to take him to the hospital or not. I'm just letting you know. I said, okay, do I need to come down there? You know, I'll take him myself. She said, no. He showed up that weekend, and I have pictures right here. He has a complete black eye. He has a gash in his eye.
I'd like to see it.
And these are some other pictures of bruises and marks on him from when he's come from her house. Hand marks, bruise on his shoulder, other marks on his face from different times. And I took those pictures to my attorney, asked them what they think I should do, and that's when I took that to the court.
I wouldn't say a word if I were you. You are no relation to this case.
That's my wife.
I understand exactly who it is, sir. I understand exactly who it is, and if you want the situation with your son to ultimately resolve itself, I would suggest that she let you do the talking. That's the problem. Well, see, black and blue marks on his arms.
I also have a video that I think you need to see that's important in this case.
Oh, this is his leg.
This is just one of 100 times of how he acts when he goes back to his mother. And I think it's very important that you see this video right here.
Sure.
And after my attorney told me, you know, after I took that to court for next court.
Don't tell me what your attorney told you, sir. What your attorney told you was hearsay.
All right, here we go, guys.
Cameron, come on, baby. Hey, the sooner you go with your mommy, the sooner I get to come get you and we get to Christmas. Come on, honey. Cameron. Come on, it's time to go with your mommy, honey. Don't do that. Come on. Mommy misses you and she wants to see you. Okay, baby? Come on.
I've seen enough. Turn it off, please.
That's not even the good part. The part where he throws himself on the ground, and I asked, you know, let me talk to him to calm him down. She won't let me. He's banging on the window in her car, you know, screaming for me, and takes off.
I don't understand why you're photographing this.
Well, actually, that was upon her request in the court. She wanted to videotape pickups or drop-offs, so if somebody said something they shouldn't, they could take it to court.
That was at her request?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, I have it on the minutes.
I'd like to see it. It's a major concern to me to videotape a child like that. Cole's clearly as young as he is, playing for the camera. Well, this just says the parties stipulate that the visitation exchanges may be videotaped and audiotaped.
Yeah, she did that because she accused me of bad-mouthing her when I pick up or drop off my son. So the judge said that we can videotape or audiotape the pickup or drop-offs. And they...
Just a second. Then she didn't ask for it. She accused you,
and
Mr.
we went to
Kern.
court. Her
Mr.
attorney
Kern,
said,
listen to me. I'm really big on two parents getting involved and being integral parts of their children's lives, fathers and mothers. I think it's really important. And I don't know which one of you is a better custodial parent. I really don't know. Sounds to me as if you adore him.
It's my life.
And it sounds to me, based upon the answer that you submitted to me, that you legitimately feel that you are a more fit custodial parent. Maybe. But I'm telling you what I'm seeing. The injuries that you've shown me here are nothing compared to what my kids had when they were growing up.
But if your kid came
broken
on
arms,
his face or something,
broken
would you not be
arms,
concerned?
jumping off the beds with their siblings, banging heads, getting hit in the face with a lacrosse stick, all kinds of things happen to children, especially children who have a close in age sibling.
But then where's the supervision?
Excuse me?
If something like that happens to his face because he was fighting with his brother, where was the supervision?
Can't supervise children all the time, Mr. Kern. What planet are you living on, sir?
This one. These things don't happen at my house. I have 2 full-grown German Shepherds. He has his own bike. He has everything in the world a kid could ever want.
Mr. Kern,
and these things don't happen in my home.
Mr. Kern, what you don't have in your house is another child. The only issue in this case, as far as I'm concerned, is do these pictures of marks on the child give him sufficient reason for him to have placed a call to Child Protective Services to investigate?
I never called Child Protective Services. I just filed an ex parte hearing saying, you know, for my concerns about those marks. I never called CPS not once.
Just a second. So you filed a proceeding, an ex parte proceeding, for what?
To get custody of my son so we could find out what was going on. I have letters here from a psychotherapist.
Just a second. So you had 50-50 custody, and based upon these photographs, you went to court through your attorney and filed an ex parte order seeking physical custody full-time of your child based upon these photographs.
And letters from a psychotherapist that interviewed my son to find out where the marks were coming from, which I have these right here as well.
So while the child was with you, in addition to taking these photographs, you took him to a psychologist.
Yeah, upon my attorney's advice.
Listen, Mr. Kern, I was there for 25 years. I know exactly what's going on, sir. I know precisely what's going on. Now, when did you file your ex-parte proceedings, sir?
End of April '06.
And when did Miss Padilla tell you that she wasn't going to allow you to enroll the child in private school in your area?
She served me on my first wedding anniversary, which is March 12th, '06, and that's where the court
Just a
papers
second.
began.
So in March of '06, Miss Padilla served you with papers seeking what?
That she wanted him to go to school in her area, which is Colton.
So she served you with papers in March of '06. And in April of '06, you saw an attorney, brought photographs, and at that point filed your own ex parte order of custody based upon allegations of abuse. Is that right?
According, yes.
I'm getting the timeline here.
Upon my attorney's advice.
That wasn't his first response to my petition. His original response noted nothing of physical abuse.
Okay. Then he took these pictures that he had been saving up and storing up since December of 2005.
That's not true. On my
attorney.
first response, noted a lot of things. The fact that she lived in a 2-bedroom apartment with her sister and her 2 children, with her other son and my son. My son coming to my house telling me he sleeps on the couch with his brother while she sleeps in a room with her boyfriend.
Mr. Kern, how much support do you pay for that child support?
Which one?
That lady's child.
$250.
$250 or what?
A month.
Pay it every month?
Nope.
So you don't pay child support?
Not every month. Sometimes I get behind on bills and stuff. I can't make the payment.
He hasn't paid in over 2 years.
Yes, I have.
I'm getting there. And how much child support do you pay now for this child?
I believe it was $400 a month if she took him to school. I let my employer have the information, and I don't think they've started that yet.
So how much do you pay her?
$400 a month or something like that. I don't quite
$400.
recall.
Well, the employer hasn't started deducting it from your salary yet. So how much do you give her every month?
Nothing.
Why?
Because if I give it to her, she'll never report it.
But in between the time that the child support order takes place, sir, and they start with the income deduction order, months could go by before that happens. So how do you expect your child to be supported? Okay, so now you have 2 children, and if I am correct, from what you tell me, Mr. Kern, who you want me to believe you're father of the year, you have 2 children for whom you are currently paying 0 child support. And this from a man who said, I want to put my son in private school near me.
I had 50% custody at the time.
No,
Actually,
no,
I had
listen
more.
to me. Listen to me. This is from a man who said, I want to pay for private school. And now you tell me that you have 2 children, 5 years old, for whom you are currently paying nothing in child support.
That's not every month. Just because she hasn't received hers yet, that's the child support agency, not my fault. I'm not going to give it to her and have her deny it.
You got where we're going? He thinks he's a step ahead of me. I was there for 25 years, Mr. Kern. I know exactly what's going on. Exactly. Well, let's finish the scenario. You went to court. You had a lawyer. Did you have a lawyer?
On the Monday, I went to...
Just answer my question. Did you have a lawyer?
On our next court date, we did.
And the child's custody was immediately transferred to the father.
For
Is
the
that
month
right?
pending.
Just answer my question.
Yes.
For how long did Mr. Kern have custody?
Until May 17th of 2006.
And then what happened?
That was our original court date, and we went to mediation.
When you went back to mediation, was a forensic expert assigned to the case?
No.
We were assigned to do a 7:30 evaluation.
And what was the name of the therapist who was doing the evaluation?
Dr. Michael.
You have a copy of that report?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it. So as a result, I assume, at least in part of the forensic evaluation, the court determined that the custody arrangement that you originally agreed to was not workable.
Correct.
Is that right? And ultimately, primary physical custody was ordered to you.
Yes, it was.
And the court granted you visitation 3 weekends a month. Is that right?
Big drop from having them half the time, huh?
Absolutely right, sir. Absolutely right. You're supposed to try to work things out. You're supposed to be smart enough to know that whatever custody arrangement you make when a child is 2 is not going to be able to hold true when the child is 6 or 8 or 10 or 12. And you're supposed to be able to work with each other. And just because you got angry that she wasn't going to allow you to have your way...
How's that right? These pictures started being taken in December, beginning of December, when she filed in March. Something, magically appeared some pictures in
Mr.
December?
Kern,
These are concerns I've had for a while.
Either that, sir, or you don't understand what it's like to be a 5-year-old with a 7-year-old sibling, with a black and blue mark on the knee, with a scratch above the eye, with a black and blue mark on the hand, with scrapes across the face. It happens. And nothing that I read in this report suggested, absolutely nothing, that your child complained that any of those marks were as a result of his mother's actions.
I have some other letters here that you should read then.
Absolutely.
There is also a section about her in the 7:30 evaluation, the psychotherapist that wrote the letters that he's showing you now. And nowhere in that report does he say, my mommy hits me, my mommy beats me.
No, but it does talk about domestic violence, about how her boyfriend hits her and she hit him back.
Listen,
and that's from what he's seen.
The problem, Mr. Kern, is that you really are going to have to back off in interfering with what goes on in her house.
If your child sees domestic violence, should I not be concerned?
What I'm telling you is you have to back off as to what goes on in her house. You're not supposed to ask your son anything about what goes on in her house.
The therapist asked him that.
I didn't say the therapist. I said you're not supposed to ask him anything about what goes on in his house. And she's not supposed to ask him anything about what goes on in your house. You're both supposed to assume that each of you love him and want to take care of him and want to protect him and do the right thing. That's what you're supposed to assume. And you, Mr. Kern, are supposed to pay child support for that child, for this child, who you now don't have in your custody. I mean, I read the report, and the report indicated that when this forensic evaluation was done, your son says you don't work, and you're home all the time.
No, I'm a contractor, so I choose my own hours.
That's what he says. He says, my father doesn't work.
Well, I make sure I'm home when he's there.
I'm telling you what your son says, sir.
And I know what he says, and I'll make
His son
explain it
says,
to you.
my father doesn't work. Well, that's not a good thing for a child to even think that his father doesn't work. That's what he said. Told the
Well, that's
therapist,
because he's
my
5
father
years
doesn't.
old. He thinks a magic wand pays the bills. Just because I go out of my way to make sure I'm home when he's there so we can spend time together. I work when he's not with me.
If you have him with you 4 days a week, sir, you should be working
That's
part
not
of that
4
time.
days a week.
That's what you told me.
I'm not home
You told
4
me
days
that
a week.
you
It
had
could be 3 days a week,
50-50
1 week.
custody.
It could be 3 1 week. It could be 2 if my
Mr.
wife's
Kern,
off.
you've got an
she
answer
watches
for
him.
everything, sir. What you're asking me for is counsel fees. That's what you're asking me for.
Right.
Counsel fees. And I'm not granting those because he went to an attorney. I just want you to think about this. He went to an attorney and sought the advice of counsel who represented him when you filed an application to terminate the 50-50 custody arrangement. So you filed the petition first. He had to hire a lawyer. And he just said, I'd rather be on the offensive rather than on the defensive because that's his temperament.
Well, he didn't consult an attorney first. He stated that my father told him to take me to court.
No, I didn't.
He went, listen, did he have an attorney representing him?
At the ex parte hearing, he did, yes.
Did he have the attorney representing him in the case that you filed?
No.
I'm talking about the original date in May, because that you said was the original court date you had on your application. Did you have an attorney or not?
Yes.
I believe he had an attorney. His attorney started the process, so the attorney had necessity had to be with him. You don't get your counsel fees. It's unfortunate that both of you spent your money on legal fees, but you don't get your counsel fees, just like he doesn't get his. But he's better start to pay child support.
They can't find any child support because I've received a 2-cent check since the child support was ordered.
That is not true.
Well,
here you go.
If he doesn't pay the child support order, what I'm going to suggest you do is go to the court and ask to have his driver's license suspended. You too. The first thing that states have to do under federal guidelines is license. And as a contractor, he needs that. Otherwise, his wife is going to have to drive herself to work and him to work. Don't let him get away without paying child support. That's his obligation as a parent, to you and to you, and to your children. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Your case is dismissed. He's not required to pay your counsel fees. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Susan Jane Schoonmaker is suing her daughter, 20-year-old Heather Huddleston, for stealing and pawning her wedding rings. Heather claims she had her mother's permission.
The schoolmaker, this young lady is your daughter, and according to your complaint, she owes you some money. She owes you some money because, as a result, according to you, of her drug abuse, she fell behind in her rent. She and her boyfriend, and she came to you for money, and you gave her jewelry to pawn. She pawned the jewelry. She was supposed to get it out. She didn't. You lost the jewelry. You want the money. Is that right?
Well, she also stole my wedding rings out of my jewelry box and pawned them without my knowledge.
For how long has your daughter had a drug problem?
I didn't know that she had one. She told me it was her boyfriend.
When she came to you and asked for money, she told you that the boyfriend had a drug problem?
She said that he was spending money on things he shouldn't and stuff like that.
So then why in the world would you give her jewelry to pawn?
I gave it to her so she would have a place to live. I didn't want her.
Why couldn't she come home?
I have other children that I don't want exposed to the lifestyle that she was doing.
Well, just a second. I thought you said there was nothing wrong with her lifestyle. It was the boyfriend.
And I don't know what her lifestyle was. I know that she was spending money and doing things that she should not be doing.
Then you
That's the reason that
you
she
shouldn't have
left.
given her your jewelry.
You're right.
So then what are you doing in court?
I'm doing it in court because she stole rings from my jewelry box that I had no knowledge of.
I want you to forget about the pawn jewelry.
Right.
And I think that you knew what her lifestyle was, and that if you gave her jewelry to pawn, there was no legitimate expectation of you getting this money back, because drug abusers don't return money. Drug abusers put money in their arms or up their noses. Right, Miss Huddleston?
Yes, ma'am.
Mother says that after she gave you this jewelry to pawn, which you did, you stole some property from her. Did you?
That's not true.
Well, tell me about these wedding rings that she said that you took.
The wedding rings she never wore, and I came upon a time when I needed money for rent, and she told me to go ahead and take the jewelry out of her jewelry box, the wedding rings, to pawn them so I could pay rent, because she never wore them. She hasn't worn them in 5 years.
That's not true.
What other jewelry did she give you?
Previously, she had given me a bag of gold necklaces and a ring that my grandmother had given her. She offered it. I never asked her for money. I told her that I was having problems, and she offered it to me.
That's not true.
What kind of drugs were you or are you involved with?
I was smoking marijuana, and she knew.
And the boyfriend?
Anything and everything.
But not you?
The only thing I ever did was marijuana.
Susan Jane Schoonmaker says her daughter, Heather Huddleston, stole her wedding rings and pawned them.
Still with the boyfriend?
Nope.
Who do you live with now?
I live with friends in Arizona.
Do you work?
Not yet. I'm a student.
You're a student where?
At massage therapy school.
Who pays for it?
I got a grant.
Pays for your living expenses?
I do.
From what?
I have money.
From what?
Doing various jobs. I clean houses and babysit.
Oh, what a bunch of baloney. What a bunch of baloney.
It's true.
My dear Miss Huddleston, you wouldn't know the truth if it came up and cracked you in the face. The wedding rings, when did you find out that they were missing?
When I always go into my jewelry box because I keep my earrings and everything in there. I wasn't wearing the rings because one of the diamonds was loose.
Don't tell me why you weren't wearing them. You weren't wearing them.
I wasn't wearing them, and they were gone. I called her at school. She was going to massage therapy school at the time when this happened, and I said, my wedding rings are gone. Do you know where they are? Have you done? She goes, no, I don't know, but when I come home, I will help you find them. And she came home, and I sat her down, and I said, I'm calling the police. And once the police are involved, if you're involved, you're going to jail because I can't stop it. And she said she took them, and she pawned them, and she thought she could get them back in my jewelry box before I noticed.
That's what drug addicts do.
I know.
Not casual marijuana smokers. How much were the wedding rings pawned for?
$150.
Did you go to the pawn shop to try to get them back?
I didn't know what pawn shop it was, and her boyfriend called me and told me after she left him for no reason, he didn't even know that she had left him, that he went down to the pawn shop because that's where he gave her the money to go down and pick them up and bring them to me. She told me she was on her way to my house to do laundry and bring me my rings and never showed up. And this is the first time I've seen her since then. The pawn shop had sold all the rings a while ago. A guy that she met on the internet.
One guy?